this till Tuesday.
No, the guy that delivered me says, we'll see you Monday.
No, he said, I'll see you Tuesday.
No, not what he
'Cause you
told
and I
me.
already had that conversation on Friday.
He said to me, he says, you got a delivery on Friday? No, the guy that delivered me says, we'll see you Monday.
No, he said, I'll see you Tuesday.
No, not what he told me.
Already had that conversation on Friday.
How did you have a conversation on Friday? The last delivery I got was Thursday.
My conversation was with you.
Oh, with me.
Keep up, my dear, keep up.
Dominic, stop laughing.
Dominic, he doesn't listen. But that's okay.
Yep.
So what'd you do today, Dominic? Anything?
You guys
I've
go
just
do your
woken up,
thing. I'll pop
basically.
in later.
Okay, hon. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
There. I've only just woken up, so we'll see how the day progresses. But
I've got a chocolate cake, ice cream cake being delivered to her. It's not there yet.
okay, just don't tell anybody.
No.
Ah,
So don't tell everybody on the live stream.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Hello, AZ, Dan, Bill, Trevor, Boobs. Thanks, Dan. That's the message of the day.
Isn't that the message every day?
Yep,
Oh,
that's how the morning should start off for me, and evening for everybody else.
Is that the
Oh,
truth?
Dom.
Is that the truth, Dom?
That'd be great. We don't. I haven't seen cougars here. But I'll have to look.
Yeah. So Laura, what'd you do today? Anything?
I did a live stream.
Diane said, you home yet?
Hmm. That was yesterday. Okay.
Well, I brought my nephew one of them stitch things that I've been building.
Oh, okay.
But the one we ordered him, the pieces are smaller.
Ooh.
So I've taken the one I started apart
Yep.
and started the little one for me with the little
Okay.
pieces. And he's having the one with the bigger pieces.
Hmm.
Hey guys. Huh?
Oh, lucky.
You're
Uh,
lucky I don't like
Yeah.
cake.
you had chocolate pudding cake.
Laura says you're lucky she doesn't like cake.
I got a friend of mine doesn't like chocolate, but he'll eat this thing. Like he'll eat my
Mhm.
chocolate. He just loved it.
Yeah, Dominic, it took me an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, for however long my stream was, to do 3 rows.
Yeah. Wowzers.
And it turns out this one you build it from its stomach first.
Okay. Interesting. Joe.
Hey, Joe. Has anybody heard from Justin today?
Just
No.
in time.
Talk about him.
Think of the devil.
Talk of the devil who just comes in.
Yeah. Obviously, his ears were burning.
Yeah, it
you
must have been.
call him those names though, Laura.
What was that?
You shouldn't call him those names when he's coming on like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Shouldn't call him.
I
names.
was listening the whole time. I just had to do updates on Zoom before I could come in.
I hate when that happens.
What's up, David, Dan, Bill? Joe, how's it going?
Now Gracie's barking frying pan already.
Hmm,
I already give her some stuff, but
yep. But they always want more.
Yeah, Justin, I think I sent you a message like a little while ago.
Yeah, I haven't even been on Messenger.
I know. Or you seen your message?
Shit, I got a whole bunch of messages.
42 minutes ago, I messaged you. So.
Oh, I wish we had Popeye's chicken here.
Oh, we have
Popeye chicken.
we have Popeye's chicken here.
What?
My nearest
What
one's in Chelmsford.
How far away is that?
From where I am now, about an hour.
Oh,
'Cause
it's just around the
It's,
corner.
instead of one bus, it's two. So it's the
Oh,
wait
okay.
times. Where I used to live, it was only one bus. So it was about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Trevor, I will get this one finished. I'll probably do more random streams during the week. At least
Mm,
you didn't watch me take the other one apart.
damn it.
I've still
Oh.
got one to take apart.
Dan wants to know who else is ready for Thanksgiving turkeys.
I already had mine.
Yep.
Don't do Thanksgiving here.
no, we don't have one.
When is your Thanksgiving, Laura?
We don't have one.
Well, you could always start one.
Nah, I'll save my turkey for Christmas.
Yep. Oh, okay. Good work, Joe. It's always a way of testing it. I've done it.
Captain Joe, hey, testing my reflex today.
Yeah, well, mine, after I had that hernia operation nearly 8 years ago, my reflux is gone. I had to spend 20 days in the hospital, but it's gone.
I suffer acid reflux every day.
I used to suffer it every day before that.
I'm on medication daily,
Mm.
and it doesn't work.
Were you using Nexium or?
Oh no, it gives me an O. And then
okay.
I have one for nausea as well.
Okay.
Nausea.
Yeah, that word.
Nausea. Yeah. I spent 21 days. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Daryl.
It was,
My acid reflux actually got worse once my gallbladder was removed.
oh, okay. Thankfully, I didn't get one of those removed.
You don't need your gallbladder.
I know that. But I didn't want to go through the many processes that I went through.
Yeah, I always keep a box of Prilosec laying around.
Hey, Daryl.
Daryl.
Hey, Daryl.
Daryl.
And
Our
Justin,
part
this
sucks.
time I'm not clickbaiting you, but there's a short video in the chat, in the private chat.
Captain Joe.
Oh, I looked downstairs. I did.
God damn it.
What?
I clicked on it.
You mean it's a funny one? You have to watch it.
Yeah, it is funny.
What's up, Russell?
Even Dominic found that one funny.
Here
Mm.
comes Anthony.
Hey.
Anthony.
Tony.
Oh, TV.
How are you, Anthony?
I'm good, Laura. How you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. Are you still working on that Lego Stitch
Oh,
guy?
no.
No, not right now.
She took it all apart.
No, he watched me do the new one.
Oh, man, that thing looked pretty complicated. Like, don't they have like the instructions? Like, anytime you get a Lego build, it comes with like each step, like how to like.
Yeah, hold on a minute. I just need to grab something before I turn.
But the original one, you were taking that apart, you said.
Yeah, I've taken the original one apart and started the new one.
Because like you open the book, it says 1, you put this on there. 2, you
No,
put this on.
I'll show you the booklet. Give me
Oh,
a second.
You're gonna have to turn your camera on to show us the booklet.
Yes, I know, but I needed to grab something before I turned the camera on.
She probably need to get an article of clothing. She's probably walking around naked.
Oh, could be.
So,
Oh,
Captain Joe.
Oh, I know why that's doing that. I've got the wrong. Hold on, I've got to plug my webcam back in.
Right, Tim.
Hey,
Yeah.
Tim.
Here. Russell, wait, boy. Yeah.
Tim Jackson is in the house.
Brian.
There you go. The right webcam's plugged in now.
Okay.
Bunch of googly eyes.
What does your shirt say? It's okay. Just
It's okay to not be perfect
Okay.
all the time and to have bad days and amazing days. Choose what is best for you to be yourself.
All
there you
that's
go.
on the t-shirt. What is it? You have lettering all the way down to your crotch or what?
Oh, it shrinks.
Oh, it shrinks.
I was gonna say, oh my God, it's like
Oh, so that's how it goes.
That's the instructions.
that's all she
Oh.
gets with the
Good
new
number.
one.
That seems pretty complicated.
That looks like it's in Chinese.
Yeah. That's crazy. What then? Like, do you glue it like together?
No, because this one's more like Lego pieces.
Right.
It stays together better.
Oh, looks like you got it started pretty good so far.
It took me about 10 attempts to do the first 2 rows.
I mean,
Oh,
you
wow.
can glue it together if you want to. Some people do that with Lego sets. Just
Permanently.
Yeah, but what I'll
Yeah,
do is
so that
put it
would-
together and then paint.
Yeah, because you were gonna
Disassemble it and then reassemble it.
you were gonna mail it to like your nephew or
The
something.
original one.
The original one I was making, I've taken that apart
Oh,
and then that's his Christmas present
oh, okay.
and he can build it.
Oh,
Like I've got to take this one apart.
or because
Oh, how
Laura's
come you
giving
got-
him secondhand Lego sets.
No, I was buying him one anyway. But because the pieces, this
Hey,
one,
Paul, what's going on behind you?
I'm giving him the bigger pieces.
What are you doing?
She had her paws up on the.
Is
Jesus,
that-
clean that shelf off.
She was-
Something on that
She was
shelf.
scoping out all of your goodies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
downstairs Barker want me to go give her the frying pan. Not gonna happen because there's still lots in there. Right? That's my supper for the morning.
Why do you have dishwashing tablets up on the second story sitting on an office chair?
They are empty
Why not?
containers.
Empty
I
container.
was like,
I was gonna say,
what
why
is
not?
Justin talking about? But then, like, I looked, I was like, oh,
I noticed the little shit, TJ.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not moaning about my background yet.
It comes dry.
Oh, you got like all the
Yeah,
birds.
Captain
Like,
Courtroom.
you got-
Yeah.
Is that do you have a little Jesus figurine sitting on your shelf too? Is that like a little Jesus figurine, or is that
No.
No,
oh wait, no, it's just a dark parakeet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh.
You're not out flying, Tej?
No, like I went earlier this morning.
Oh, great.
Have you figured out a path inside your house for when it's raining so you can fly indoors too?
Well,
Yeah.
I actually was trying to do that, but the Avata wouldn't go upstairs for some reason. I don't know why. I tried to I have a window inside my bathtub, and so like it's a sliding glass window. And so I
Sure.
opened it, and then I took the screen off,
Inside your
and then I
bathtub.
was gonna fly the bottle like upstairs, and then like through the
Did
window,
I miss something?
but it wouldn't go upstairs for some reason.
Using the RC or the motion controller?
the motion controller.
Dildo doesn't, the dildo doesn't like the second level.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, that's not true. I fly up all the time. In fact, I was flying
obviously
down,
it's-
flying down.
You're
this last
obviously
weekend.
missing a step somewhere.
So you can use
Like the
the
window
joy,
in the
you can use
bathtub.
the joystick to force it to go up too.
Like I
The
was,
thumbstick.
Oh, boo.
Sorry, the
yeah,
thumbstick.
yeah. I was trying. Okay, yeah, I see what you're
Use
talking
that to and push it up to give it a little up, as well as hold the thing up to point it up as well.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You can do both simultaneously. That's how you
Yeah.
can kind of do a
Yeah,
dive. You
different-
can point
different
down and
Look at Joe.
you can point it down and pull it down.
Instead of using the dildo in the bathroom. Too much
Bathroom, too.
information. TJ.
Where does Daryl live?
Texas, I believe, but he's all over the
Yeah.
place, dude. He's constantly traveling
Oh, is he?
because he does commercial drone work for a big company.
Because he was like, he'll come show me how to fly my Avata.
I'll come show you how to fly your damn Avata.
Yeah, come over. Come
You know
over.
what? You know what I've been flying it through, and I
What?
found another one this weekend. The second flight, I need to post my flight from the second flight. The first flight, I probably crashed it 4 times.
Yeah,
Second
I was
flight,
actually
second
like-
flight, I didn't crash it at all.
You know,
playground.
It
I've been
totally
flying it
made
through playgrounds.
Yeah, I did that. I've done that before. Like actually it makes a huge difference because I took
Yeah,
I took the chip out of the goggles and put it in the little chip reader and that thing that you that plugs into your phone, the little chip reader that plugs into your phone.
Sure.
So I took that chip out of the goggles and I looked
So
at the
you mean
video.
memory card and not
Yeah,
chip.
and I went
Awesome.
back and looked at the video and I was like, shit, why does it show that little fucking circle right there, like right in the middle of the screen the whole entire time?
It does on the video from the goggles,
Yeah, but not from the drone.
not from the drone.
Yeah,
So that's why sometimes I'll post the goggle view instead of the drone view.
yeah. But
The circle's great. If the circle fits inside of whatever it is you're flying through, it'll fit through.
Yeah, yeah. That thing's awesome.
But yeah, I hit a new playground and I hit a couple of let's just say really tight spots
Oh,
and got it through. So
yeah. My first video I posted, I flew through the guard shack of our complex, and then I went through like a couple of. I went and flew at a couple of parks and stuff, and they were
Hold
like,
on. Didn't you get a notice about flying in your neighborhood and you went and flew through the guard shack?
no, that was that was that day when I was flying my Mini 2. I was just standing right outside here, and I was standing on the patio, and some guy came across the corner and around the corner like, "Who did you fucking go?"
Yeah, but didn't you get a letter from your HOA bitching at you about
didn't
it?
you get a letter from the HOA?
Yeah, but that was a Karen. That was a Karen. doing
TJ's
that.
like, I just ignored it.
TJ just ignored
pretty
it. Yeah.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
as many times as I've flown my Avata around my house, I had one person gripe at me as they were walking by. They were like, actually, it was a girl. She's like, you almost hit. No, I didn't almost hit her. I was like 15, 20 feet from her. It was just the noise of and me flying 20 plus mile an hour going by that fast. And she's lady,
Just
you
tell
are
them
in
I've
no
got them.
danger of me hitting you. Trust
That's
me.
not even fast. Imagine if a real FPV drone.
Oh, I
screamed by
know.
at
Going
100.
90. Yeah,
Yeah.
going 90.
Yeah, if you're getting into the 90s, yeah. That'd be fun.
Oh,
Oh.
much faster than that. They just say that for legal purposes. It's
Yeah,
all-
99 miles an hour.
Yeah.
99.9.
Yeah.
We all know some of those drones will easily push 130 to 160.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they've had some out there that I think.
But I'll tell you what, I'd rather fly slow and try to fly through itty bitty little targets and
Yeah.
gaps than fly fast and do flips like flying fast.
Yeah.
Flying fast is fine, but flying fast at low 1 foot off the ground is what I would prefer.
Yeah, I went to
No.
this park. I went to this park like not too far away from the house, like a few miles up the road, and had these trees that were like this, and I
Oh yeah.
flew in between the palm trees and shit like that. That was pretty.
Oh
cool.
yeah. Little things like that are fun to find.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Daryl, if you don't live in the HOA, yeah, you can fuck with them all day. But
Let it
the
rip.
problem with TJ though is technically, yes, they can't tell him he can't fly in the neighborhood, or they take off or land. They could probably set their own rule for that. But he also has to deal with the HOA living there, and they could keep coming back and harassing him for other shit just to annoy him. You know, you got to be careful with them because they get really retaliatory.
Yeah.
Because they could get you say, "Oh, your grass is too long." They'll start getting you on trumped up shit. You know.
You know,
Well,
I got an
that's
easy
why we-
argument.
that's why
I
we
got an
have-
easy argument if they ever come back.
Well,
And I'll
that's why
go,
we
you
have
know
to-
what? When the hurricane comes by, you're gonna want my drone in the air giving you a picture of what the hell damage we have in the neighborhood. So shut up and go away. My drone is useful.
His Mini 5. Oh. So,
Uh,
Yep, Joe. That is
It's falling.
like drop dead perfect. About a foot off the ground, 15 to 20 mile an hour. Works great. It is just a blast. And then look for targets to sort of zip through.
Yeah,
and
but at that
around and
point, what's
by
the difference in just hooking up a pair of goggles to an Air 2 or something? I mean, if you
Justin,
guys
you
aren't
raise
doing
your hand
anything.
again.
yeah, you gotta lower your hand.
Stupid ass fucking AI bullshit.
wait, what
Yeah.
happened?
No, this stupid.
He put his
Screw
hand up.
AI.
So I put his hand
Yeah,
up
you
for
put your
him.
hand up. It only works now and again, but it'll
Now
raise
and
your
then.
hand.
Now it's gonna
Uh,
shit itself because everybody's raising their hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to trigger it.
Trying to trigger
There's a
what?
thumbs up one as well. I looked it up before.
What with your when you raise your hand, you're trying to like focus your camera? Or
No,
something?
it'll raise a
No.
hand. It'll do a hand in the Zoom meeting.
Oh.
It
Oh, for
moves
the love of God.
first position.
Oh, the camera does. I don't think mine- I don't think
Yeah, I
mine
kept
does.
triggering it the other day and I couldn't figure out why. And then me and Laura finally figured it out.
Not working for me.
I want to show you something real quick here, if I can. Where is it? Right here.
Oh, I
Okay.
blocked that a long time ago, Tim, with U block.
Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
It's a drone.
No.
This is over Israel.
Oh,
Oh
interesting.
shit!
Huh?
Well, that's pretty crazy.
Oh,
Huh? Yep.
Oh, it's been flying all over the place.
It's probably got ADSB. It's probably got ADSB on it.
But yeah, but it looks like one of our drones. That's probably just a good, big, huge freaking drone thing.
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure it's an industrial thing.
Oh, it's probably military.
That's some heavy duty stuff there.
I doubt any recreational drones are in the air right now over there.
Yeah.
That's definitely got to be military.
Yeah. But they say it's at 12,000 feet right now, and it's doing 105 knots.
Yeah, it's a military drone.
Nah.
Yeah, there's too much bullshit going on over there right now for somebody just to be like, "Oh, I want to go get some beautiful shots of the
Yeah.
sky."
Someone chucked a Mavic 3 up. Just checking out what's going on.
Although I would tell you this, if you're the mayor or the police in one of those cities, throwing a consumer drone in the air to keep an eye on the border, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole army of them.
Well, you'd
Yeah.
want to,
That.
the smaller the better, because you don't want any
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of
You don't
weird
want it
radars
spotted.
picking it up. Yeah, because if depending on the size of it, and how sophisticated their radars are.
Hello,
That's
that's
the
what they're
green
using in
screen and
Ukraine. It's
headphones.
freaking Mavic 3s all over the place.
Well, a couple of hundred of those. And swarm them.
Does that mean you're in love with the chat, TJ?
Lovely chat.
Nah, the biggest thing with the Avata is just don't be scared of it.
Yeah, I actually, you know, I was
After
flying
you've crashed
down,
it
and then
about
then
50
went-
times, you won't worry
Then I
about
went
it.
up
anymore.
and then I just let that thing like go wide open. I was like,
Yeah. It's more fun to do that at the ground. Try to do 30 mile an hour, like 2 foot off the ground.
yeah.
I used to like doing shots with that, with the Mini 2 in the air too. I'd get like a foot or two off the ground, and then I would haul ass at sports mode and then just slowly come up,
Yeah.
raise up.
I've flown my Mavic 3 with the goggles and the motion controller. It doesn't fly like an Avata. It doesn't bank like an Avata. So you can't like whip it around.
That's how I got TJ laughing one day. That's all I said. I was just like booga booga, and he fucking lost his shit.
Booga booga.
Here we go again.
That's
He's on a roll.
So if you want to cause
That's
TJ to crash
funny.
his drone, just yell booga booga and he'll lose it and the drone will crash.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's gonna change his internet name to Booga Booga Man.
Yeah. That's
Booga
pretty
booga
funny.
FPV.
That's pretty good. That's-
Following the-
Have you gotten any of the other props, TJ? Are you still using the stock props?
He's using the stock props.
Here we go.
He needs to get
That's
some of
funny.
those master air screw props.
Yeah, the master air screw props are nice.
Yeah, even with the even with
Oh,
Since I
that's
got my Avata back for the 4th time, I haven't changed the stock props. I've been lazy and kept the stock props on there right now. I need to go back to my master air screw props.
You're right. Watch this. Just watch.
Head right through the door.
You know, Tej, what you have to say to that is, why the hell is Justin looking at shit like that?
Exactly. But that's the sort of thing that comes up on your shorts feed anyway.
Yep.
Hey, TJ, you gotta get new props. Rod suggests you get the Booga Wooga props.
The booga booga props. That's funny.
So you can Booga Booga all day long.
Okay, somebody's gonna have to find a song that has that. So that when I go to the South Florida drone meetup, I can blare it just for Tej.
Yeah.
There's TJ if he was a sketch artist. Watch.
It's just it. Police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store. And I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description.
He was cold. They got him.
This is the guy. They wanted people in Pennsylvania to be out on the lookout. He's got.
Yep.
That's funny.
Time of this
They
That,
trolled him really
that
hard.
reporter doesn't know what to say.
That man,
Hang on.
Funny. That's
they
hilarious.
got him.
That's good. That's good.
They got him real good.
Anyways, Tej, I'm glad you were able to get that Avata. As I
Yeah.
told you, it's such a different flying experience than the camera.
Right.
drone. The camera drone would have been okay. It would have been a better camera, but it's still not. It's not the fun that the Avata is. You fly the Avata for fun. You fly the camera drone for video.
Yeah, I took maybe like 1 or 2 videos with my camera drone, and I took a couple pictures, and that was about it. But then,
If there's not much wind, you could do some great video with the Avata.
yeah,
You really can. Look at Mark EM Drones. You know, some of the stuff that he
Mark,
does some of the
He does some
videos
great
he
work.
does. He's got some great footage coming off the Avata.
Mm.
So you could do camera drone stuff with the Avata as long as it's not windy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me, yeah.
Even if it's a little windy, as long as you put it on horizon lock, it'll still turn out pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Which I pretty much keep mine on the horizon lock. But T, that's also why to show the video off the goggles sometime.
Yeah.
Because when you're using the horizon lock or the other one, steady, whatever it is, steady, the video on the drone will
Rock steady.
yeah, the rock steady. The video on the drone will have the electronic leveling, right? Where the video from the goggle feed will be what you were seeing, which is unstabilized. So if you want to get people motion sick, put the video from your goggles up.
Well, that's what I did with my wife one day. Like we were outside, and I put the goggles on her face, and then I plugged up my iPad to the goggles from the iPad, so I could see what the hell I was doing, so she could see what I was doing.
You know, that's what I do when I'm at the beach. I have that triple tech.
Yeah.
And because I have the goggles too, you obviously have to plug something in with the goggles too for the remote ID, right? Because the goggles too doesn't have the GPS in it, where the Integra goggles do.
Yeah.
So I always connect my triple tech up. That way, when I'm flying and somebody's coming up and talking to me, I just go, hey, you know, look on my screen there. You can they all freaking get a kick.
Yeah. It's
They
better to
absolutely
put
get
the
a
goggles on
kick.
somebody, and then like you could hook your iPad up so you can see what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, I do it the other way around, but either way, I'm sure it works. You know
Yeah.
what I really want to get? I really want to get one of those mini LED TVs and hook it into that and set it up while I'm flying. So and have like a 55-inch TV sitting next to it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
So that people,
badass.
so that people can watch. So that people can
Yeah,
watch
that'd be
when I'm
pretty
flying.
badass. Yeah.
It would be badass. Or
Yeah.
better yet, what I need to do, I need to go rent one of those trucks that has sort of those LED screens on the side. That's the entire side of the truck.
Right.
Yeah.
And plug into one of those.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
I tried, you know, the interesting part is I tried to talk. There's a seafood place down by the beach, and I've talked to the owner a couple of times because I used to fly down there right next door. And I talked to him about, you know, he should, since he's right there at the beach, he should get somebody, get his 107 or whatever, and do a live feed into the restaurant and fly a drone around on the outside at the beach, so that people that are at the restaurant could well, watch what's going on the outside, right? He actually kind of liked the idea. I don't know why some of the restaurants don't.
Mm.
And just feed it back into the TVs inside the restaurant.
Or just have like one of those screens like Paul Murray has, like on the side of your vehicle or whatever, or like on top of it.
Well, in this case, you want to you obviously are trying to stream it back into the restaurant, so
Yeah.
just as a added feature to add to the atmosphere, right, of the restaurant. Do a live drone flight.
Yeah.
Sort of like Paul doing his flights of the boats. Well, I know one place I'm never going to go try to fly.
What's that?
Jacksonville.
Oh yeah. Probably don't want to go fly them.
There's like no place around Jacksonville except for way south or way north that you can actually fly. The freaking, you got the airport on the north side, you got the military airport right at the mouth of the St. John's
Are you at a
River.
restaurant? Are you at a restaurant?
No, me? No.
Yeah. Who's that? Who's that walking that just handed you a plate full of food?
Yeah. But anyways, the air restrictions in downtown Jacksonville are, there's no place to fly.
Oh. That
I'd
looked
look-
kind of weird at first. I was like, man, there's like a
Yeah. That's the background thing.
Dominic, what's on your plate for the day?
I gotta call Diane. I'll be right back, Paul.
Other than the grumpy vlogger, I've got a few other things. You know, I've got heaps to do
Yeah.
Heaps.
Okay.
in the afternoon. Yeah, I've got heaps to do in the afternoon.
Well, while you do heaps in the afternoon, I'll be asleep.
Oh, okay. I'll probably have a nap myself. So
That's what I did. I took myself a little nap. It's kind of nice, actually. I went
could have had one yesterday.
I went with Al for we went for breakfast after we got done flying, and we went to this place called Hobo's Kitchen. It's a pretty cool place, pretty nice. Good food there is pretty good. I actually ate there before. And then I came home and uploaded the video from today, and then took a nap. And
Yeah, I told Ray, Ray probably needs to talk about this and Johnny too. So for the South Florida drone meetup, right? The airplane tickets into Lauderdale tend to be a lot more expensive than going into Orlando. And now that they have the train up and running, people should just fly to Orlando and take the train down.
oh yeah, you're talking about not
Yeah, the Bright Line, the one that
Yeah,
goes at
Bright Line,
120
yeah.
mile an hour.
You go, TJ.
oh god. Oh my god. That's pretty funny.
Hey, TJ, you need to show that to the wife.
Yeah. That's funny.
And I think the closest train thing is there in West Palm for that Bright Line. But it's like a $79 ticket from Orlando down to there.
Mm.
Eventually, they're going to expand that all the way to Tampa.
Okay.
I've actually never ridden Brightline before. I've ridden the other one, Tri-Rail, but I've never done Brightline.
Okay.
You ever go to New York City or Chicago, you'll probably ride a train to get around. Or a subway.
Subway.
Yeah, make sure you get the sandwich if you're going to Subway.
Yeah. But is there a subway in a subway? That's what I want to know.
Is there a subway in a subway?
Probably
Yeah.
somewhere.
That's what I'd love to know.
That's funny. Polish airport plane just come out of Tel Aviv.
Mm. Yep. Very interesting.
Mark.
Maybe they're
Bill's
Trans-
in there, Mark.
It's at the Poland Air Force, so maybe they're transporting some of their people out of Israel.
Probably.
Yeah. Interesting news there.
The real question is, will Hezbollah stick their head up? They've run their mouth a little bit, but they haven't really done anything other than fire a couple of rockets. And then when the Israelis shot that fucking tent on that hill, they didn't respond back. So
Yeah. Just leave it there.
Uh,
I don't know. They were still firing rockets this morning, this afternoon.
that was out of Gaza.
Yeah.
That was Hamas.
let's just hope that they don't have to use the Samson option.
Mm.
That's just bad news for everybody.
Yep.
You've never heard of that. It's if Israel feels like it's getting completely overrun, they'll just launch all their nukes right into the country that's attacking them. They're just pretty much just a suicidal type thing.
Yep.
They actually have a protocol in place for that.
One of the senators on the television today said that they need to nip Iran in the bud. The best thing they could do is every time an American is killed, you take out one of their refineries.
Mm.
You take out like 10,000 military personnel for every one American dead. Make it unsustainable.
Yeah, but see, Iran is getting rich off the oil refinery stuff that we allowed them to do.
Yeah.
I've been watching the drone thing. All he's doing is flying around Israel, just south of Jerusalem, but they're not. It's not over any enemy territory or anything, or not even
It's
near.
obviously surveillance.
Huh?
Obviously surveillance.
Yeah.
There must be military bases or other there.
Yeah. Well, it did come out of a military base. I followed where it started from. So.
Yeah.
They called
It could
up-
also be a
military surveillance.
could also be a communications relay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they called up 100,000 reserve troops yesterday and another 200,000 today. So they have a total of 300,000 reserve troops coming online.
Yeah.
Israel does.
They'll stand shoulder to shoulder, 4 miles wide, and keep right on going through to the other side.
Oh, young Einstein, nice.
That's what Tim put in the chat. Says that's TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting movie, that. 30 years old, I reckon.
Hey, TJ, now you know what you can go to Halloween as.
Yahoo serious.
Get that hat, and you get your guitar.
John wants the link to whatever you're watching, Hodges.
Yeah, I just.
But the worry right now needs to be Iran and what Iran's going to do.
Doing that outfit.
Looks like the elf on crack.
Yeah. Get those shoes on. Yep. I think that'd be great for TJ for Halloween. Wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Yep. TJ.
Looks like one of those planes is a Dubai plane. Fly Dubai.
Actually, I read something that you'd be interested in today, Justin.
What's up?
So, since we moved some of our F-35s over into the Middle East, Russia has quit fucking with our drones.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because they know those F-35s would wipe them out of the sky in a second.
That's funny.
Well, it's like every time they try to skirt Alaska, the F-22s get up there and then they immediately take off.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. They know what their military
That's funny.
capability is. They know they're playing
You
with
can
fire.
thank Tim for that.
I know.
You know, their average pilot is lucky if he gets 8 flight hours a month, which means
Oh,
he
yeah.
barely knows how to take off and land, let alone actually use his plane.
Oh, for sure.
Wayne B loves it when you get going, TJ.
I know he does too.
Let's see.
That's actually, they've got 2 Polish aircraft there. Poland Air Force, 2 of them. Huh.
So apparently we're sending another 20 to 25 planes over to the Middle East.
That don't surprise me.
Some F-35, some F-16s, and some A-10s.
Got the old tank busters going over there. Those A-10s are badass.
What better way to take out convoys if Iran tries to ship, dukes and a half fulls of
Yep.
ammunition across the road?
A-10s would take them out, wouldn't it?
A-10s to take a convoy, supply
Did I miss
convoy
you?
out in an instant. I've had one of those fuckers. He shot right over top of our heads. All I can tell you is, if you're a bad guy and you hear that thing shooting and you know he's hunting you, you will go find someplace else to be. You do not want.
Kiss your ass goodbye, right?
Yeah, you
Don't
don't
bend
want.
over and kiss your ass
You
goodbye.
do not want that guy knowing where you're at. Let's put it that way. That thing is intimidation factor times 100. 30 millimeter depleted uranium rounds. Yeah. No thanks. I mean, look what we did in Kuwait with a couple of A-10s and some Apaches.
Mm,
And that was probably more Apaches than it was A-10s. That freaking
Yep.
turkey 3-mile turkey shoot that we did in Kuwait.
yes. Absolute beast.
Telling you, if the Ukrainians had like 4 A-10s, that Russian convoy that was parked for miles on the road would have been the biggest junkyard in the world.
Yep.
4 A-10s. And the Russians might have hit them, but they probably wouldn't have shot them down. On top of that, once their vehicles started blowing up, the Russians probably would have ran away anyways. I still don't get why we want to retire the A-10.
Yeah. The beast.
Oh shit!
That thing is a beast.
Wow.
You realize that was like 2 seconds of him pulling the trigger, if that,
Mm,
melting that building.
yeah.
They can't hold it for more than that because the cannon will literally stop the plane in midair.
Yeah.
Like, they hold it for like 2 seconds.
Mm.
But like I said, if you're on the ground and you had one of those things fly by and shoot, You don't ever want that thing to. You don't ever want that thing hunting you. That's all I'll say.
Who warned, who said what, Tim?
Hmm.
Well, we haven't officially, the planes are just over there, but we haven't officially done anything.
Just watching.
Yeah, it's more of just.
We've started moving a lot of. We've started moving a lot of shit. I told you yesterday the aircraft carrier group was already there. They're probably getting there tonight. They'll probably be in the Eastern Med tonight.
It sounds like the guns are.
Does it
farting.
sounds exactly like a farting sound?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes smarting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you hear that sound, you better run.
Yeah.
You better hope he didn't see you.
Yeah.
Too late if you heard that sound.
Joe said, whoever warned us, fuck you. Oh, Syria and Lebanon can go eat a dick. What are they gonna do?
Exactly.
Iran couldn't even do nothing to us.
Then a couple of F-22s over.
There's a convoy, isn't it?
You know, when we originally went into the war on terror, there was actually 10 countries on that list. And we only went to 2 of them. They actually had a list of 10 different countries in the Middle East that they wanted to invade. They could have done it if they really wanted to, but Afghanistan was super easy because there wasn't really any infrastructure or anything.
Hmm.
There wasn't a whole lot to bomb. And Afghanistan's one of the most least developed countries in the world. Well, Joe's comment's just funny though.
You know, Joe, that is a point because by the time you hear it, the round's probably already hitting.
Yeah.
Like when you hear 105 Saber rounds coming out of the side of the C-130s.
Yeah. I like that.
They took away our most deadly round. We had the Fletchlet rounds for the 105s.
What were those?
So it was a round that was full of, I don't know, about 4,000 or 5,000 little steel darts. And it was designed for Vietnam. Well, mostly Vietnam, close in when they were charging the base. You set it at about a 1 second fuse time, and the thing just. I've heard stories that they kind of went out the next morning and were peeling the bodies off of trees where they had been pinned to the trees by the Fletchlets. So imagine, 8 105s shooting those rounds, bang, 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 and 8 of them. How much freaking damage you could do to an infantry trying to overrun your firing point. Good luck.
I love the runway busters where they go in and they drop the bombs, and then right behind them they come in and they drop like a couple thousand mines along the runway.
Hey, TJ, show the wife your Halloween outfit.
Wait, which one?
The one that Tim Jackson was talking about.
Oh, I don't know if I think that was the one that Justin was showing. Wait, hold on.
I wasn't
Young
showing
Einstein.
anything. I didn't show anything.
No, oh no.
That wasn't me.
Young
I think that-
Einstein.
It was Tim, yeah, it was
Oh,
Tim.
maybe it was the one. Hold on, maybe it was this one right here that he put this link that he put in the chat or something. Oh yeah.
Who is that?
It's Young Frankenstein.
It's not you, is it?
No, it's Young Frank. Have you seen
Well,
Young
can't you see him dressing up like that for Halloween?
It kind of resembles him, actually.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Uh,
That could be your Halloween. Yeah, definitely.
Movie.
That's funny.
So here you go, Justin. It's called the Beehive Round.
Yes.
Ooh, those look like this could do some damage.
So imagine a 105 howitzer packed full of those. You're talking a couple of thousand of those in one 105 round that gets shot out at pretty much point blank range. Can you imagine trying to be the infantry to live through that crap? What else do they got? Like I said, it just, there you go. That thing is just packed full of those things.
Oh.
Now imagine 8 guns shooting those things at you. You wouldn't want to be infantry going up against that. We no longer have them in our arsenal, and we should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm going. I'm gonna go lay down and have a little quick nap. I've been going all day today, so
Have yourself a little cat nap.
yeah, I'm just gonna have a little cat nap for a little bit. So, and I got some laundry I got to do, and I still got to do my billing. So, I got a ways to go yet tonight. So, Yeah,
I just got heaps to do.
yeah, got heaps to do. So,
Heaps to do.
hey guys, we'll catch you
Okay,
up.
Paul, we'll see you in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, we'll see you in the morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Watch this building get completely screwed right here. What?
Oh yeah, they hit it on the roof first.
Oh wow.
Oh, this is the other one. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
You can barely see the rockets going by. They're so fast.
Mm.
That was kind of like that's what happened when the Twin Towers went down.
Yeah, but that went down a lot faster.
Yeah. Oh, huh. That was the guy's actual name, Yahoo Serious.
Not that was his stage name, or is.
Uh,
He's still around. He's 70 years old.
Well, you guys want to hear the crock of shit for the day?
what happened?
The Biden administration is kicking out veteran retirees out of their homes and putting in the migrants.
What? That sounds stupid.
Yeah, a lot of them are disabled and everything else, and they're just telling them they got to find someplace else. You're out of here.
It's been a thing for the last month or so.
Yeah,
Hey, Daniel.
There's a couple towns, small towns that got super pissed about it and are having protests.
but you don't hear about that on national news.
No. Where's the outrage on that?
And then the funny part is
Yeah, I saw it too.
they got a whole bunch of Arabs protesting in New York City in the square, saying that the world needs to get rid of the Jews.
Yeah, they had some protests down here in Florida for it today too. But the Florida government's, they're obviously supporting Israel. And then they put up a state attorney here put up a site for people that live in Florida that might be over there or something. It has to do with something with that.
Well, the thing of it
Like
is, Andrew,
resources.
they
Andrew,
going past the legality of it, which I'm not sure,
Who's
is that
Andrew?
most of these veterans retired from giving service, like Rod was in the service. It's like
Yep.
saying, "Hey, get out."
So I found a
Yeah.
video. You'll like this video. I like this video because I was in the field artillery. So this is 155 millimeter. These are the DPICM cluster rounds. This is what we just sent a whole crap ton of them over. Look what it does. Look what it does. Look what it does. That was out of like 3 howitzers.
Man, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can see why the Russians weren't exactly happy that we sent those rounds over there.
Mhm.
Damn.
I'm telling you, we got some shit in our artillery that we could do some serious fucking hurting. You do not want to fuck with the American military.
Yeah, seen that, man.
The
Well,
best
it's Cory Booker.
Democrat from New York.
So they
Um,
missed.
Okay.
Oh, too bad he
normally
didn't
normally
stay.
a pretty left wing. I'll just be nice. He's just a left winger. Or no, New Jersey. He's from Jersey.
He's from
Sorry.
Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Jersey. Anyways, one of the best things I ever saw as an artillery guy was the second Gulf War. When we went in the second time, we went in about halfway and we paused. And the Iraqis thought that they had stopped us. And the entire reason that we paused was to get the Republican Guard, to get them to commit the Republican Guard and send them in. And the second they sent the Republican Guard in, our artillery massacred them. We sat there for 2 days and just literally turned the entire desert into a big junkyard with our artillery.
Which battle was it where they smoked all the convoys as they were going? They were retreating out.
That was the death of the Highway of Death. That
That was the highway of death. That was Apaches and A-10s that did most of that.
That's how you do it.
Out of Kuwait City. So
They
first
were fleeing.
Gulf War, I had a kid that was in my unit. He came from active duty that came to my unit, but he was in during the first Gulf War. And when we finally went in during the first Gulf War, he said they overran some Iraqi artillery units where the officers were literally standing there threatening their men that if they shot the howitzer, that they would shoot them. And the whole reason it got that way is because every time their artillery shot, you just watch that video. That's what was flying at them. They knew they were dead. They knew they were 100% dead if they shot their howitzer. So they literally just quit shooting them because they knew if they did, it was over. And they were right. As you just saw from that video, yeah, we can do some serious damage.
Oh, you dip your buffalo wings in barbecue sauce. You know buffalo wings is buffalo sauce, right, Andrew? You mean chicken wings?
I like any kind of sauce, really, like buffalo or like buffalo barbecue.
No. You dip buffalo into ranch. I don't know about dipping it into barbecue sauce.
Yeah, ranch dressing.
What's wrong with barbecue sauce?
Not mixed with buffalo sauce. It's gross.
Dustin, have you tried it?
I'll just I'll put a bit of Vegemite on it.
Yeah, Vegemite. Yeah.
It'll get a reaction.
Yeah.
DJ, you need to try Marmite next.
All right, send me some.
No, do you know how much that'd be cost me to send?
Yeah, I'll probably
Hey,
go on it.
DJ, wasn't somebody supposed to send you some Marmite?
No, well, no, it was John RC who sent me the Vegemite.
Oh, you
You
did
could
get.
Yeah.
And you've been eating Vegemite ever since?
Yeah, like I still have some. I haven't
You-
had it lately. Like I haven't had anything to
Here's
You got-
here's what's coming.
Then
gotta-
mid-range cannon.
If you go to Walmart, you usually have a UK section, the international LTJ, where they sell Marmite.
72
Yeah,
kilometers.
well, I
72
think I
kilometers.
went to go look last time and I didn't see any, but
Hmm.
check again.
It's because we get a lot of people from Britain. that
We're
come
about
over
to
to Florida.
activate some divisions with these guns, by the way.
Damn.
43 miles. By the way, they were within about 3 feet of the target at 43 miles.
That's technology.
Yeah, that's the one that they developed that has the rocket boosters on the artillery.
No.
No, because they were developing a new one.
Yeah,
It's not
we've
gonna
got
use
we've got an even newer one that we're working on. That's a loitering artillery.
Yeah, because they were working on one that wasn't going
Look
to
at
use
look at his
GPS.
gun. Look at his gun.
That's a big ass gun.
It's a big ass gun. So we're gonna outshoot the Russians and the Chinese finally. They could outrange us by about 4 miles. Now we can outrange them.
Good.
There goes the round. Whee!
There it comes. Hmm. Hmm. Nice.
Man, that's pretty wild.
Hey, Jonathan.
What's up, Jonathan?
Jonathan, what's up, man?
I wonder if they're gonna show here. Let me. Yeah, they're talking about the ammunition. Okay. Anyways, they're working on a new round
Mm-hmm.
that is a loitering round. You won't actually be shooting at a stationary target. It'll pick its own target when it gets in the area.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You won't need 1 million artillery rounds anymore. You'll need like 10,000. You can take out their entire fucking army.
You don't buy those cheap.
Nope. But it's better than needing to ship 1 million artillery rounds to the Ukraine. We could
Yep.
ship them 10,000 and win the war.
If they had that gun.
If they had this gun, yeah. They don't. We do. Anyways, this is what's coming.
That's pretty gnarly looking.
43 miles. Steel on target.
Laura's still with us?
Yeah, she's working on her Lego thing.
Ah,
I'm pulling one.
Yeah.
Lego my Lego.
Lego, my Lego. No, they're talking about Laura over here. She's working on a Lego thing.
And a normal 155 millimeter shell has got a 150 meter kill radius, which is over 300 feet diameter across.
I'm good,
Is
Jonathan.
the kill radius on one shell.
See my sub and my.
What, Dominic, go take a dip in the lake or what?
So Paul,
Maybe we have
the other thing with that gun is that they're going to be doing one, it's going to not use powder, it's going to use a liquid propellant. Two, each gun could put 3 rounds on target. So what the gun does, it shoots high angle, medium angle, and then a low angle. And all 3 shells arrive at the same time out of one gun.
Wow.
That's a lot of fucking firepower. So we
Yeah.
just effectively tripled the amount of artillery we have with one of those guns.
You're home all day.
Yeah. Good luck with that, Russia and China. Let me get some more of those brought online. Let's go at it, boys. And then add this new round that will like pick its own target when you throw it out there.
There it is.
Come on. Bring it on.
All right, lady and gents. I think I'm gonna hop off here and see what we're.
Well, yeah, you've only got a couple weeks to get your costume together.
Yeah. With the, I got to get the hair ready. Got to make
yeah.
my guitar.
Yeah, there you go. And you got to
Anyways,
get those above the ankle boots and the whole
Yeah,
get
the whole shooting shebang.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all take care. We'll see y'all later.
Okay,
Later,
TJ,
Keith.
take
See you later,
care.
TJ.
See ya.
anyways, Paul, you can't tell that I was in the artillery and liked it.
Well, that's like Lynn taught when she talks about her days in Vietnam flying attack helicopters.
Oh yeah.
She used to love firing the guns and shooting the
Yeah.
missiles.
What do you do? Cobras?
Yeah.
Yeah. My neighbor next door flew Cobras in Nam. And then he became a police helicopter pilot and then retired from that. In fact, a buddy of his, although he hasn't flown it in a while, a buddy of his has a demilitarized Cobra that
Oh, really?
they fly over our neighborhood once in a while.
Wow.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
taking it up to keep their certification for flight hours for his pilot's license. But yeah,
Lynn
it's a
enjoyed the hell out of it.
demilitarized Cobra, but goddamn, I can tell when that thing's coming. Cobras are not quiet.
Yeah, as she puts it, it used to be fun to blow people and other things up,
Oh yeah. It's got a hell of a cannon on it.
Yeah.
And now we have the Apaches. And now we're doing a new version of the Apache.
The Apaches just look like a flying tank. Those things are badass.
That's what they
Yeah.
are, effectively.
I mean, they just look so fucking beefy when they're in there.
Yeah. We're working on a new version.
Mm.
Not like that ugly shit ass one that Russia flies. I think it just looks ugly.
Yeah,
don't know,
the
Hind-
Russian,
the
Russian one looks
Hind?
like a flying bug.
Well, there's something about the way the U.S. Air Force or the U.S. military designs their planes. Not only are they badass, but they just make them look aesthetically awesome
Yeah.
looking. Like they just look badass. Like the F-22 looks badass. The F-35 looks badass. The B-2 looks badass.
Part of that's because it
Big
needs to
21.
have that characteristics to fly the way it does. So
The Apache looks fucking mean. Like it just looks like it would
the
just kick you
Apache
in
is
the
a
fucking-
mean mother.
Well, when they get the technology up to snuff where they can make the helicopters invisible like they do some of the jets.
I
Interesting.
don't know. Russia makes, I don't know. They're a lot of their planes and their helicopters. It just, I don't know. I just don't like the look.
They're
of them.
ugly.
They're ugly. Yeah.
They're effective.
Yeah. We've seen that in Ukraine. Yeah. They just shoot their own shit down.
Mm.
They've shot 2 of their own S-35s down.
Yeah. The SU-35s. Yeah.
So apparently those S-400 anti-aircraft missiles work really well.
That's
Mhm.
sad when you're afraid to fly planes in a battlefield where you have air defenses because you're going to shoot your own shit down. That is so unorganized in so many ways. Like, yeah, with any large scale campaign, there you're going to have a little bit of friendly fire, but it should be less than 1% of your total flight. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be a very, very small percentage. But they've done it quite a few times.
Russia
How's
is
it
not
been, sir?
about doing combined arms.
Yeah, they don't know how to combine their ground forces with their air force and all that.
Nope. Neither did we before Granada. That's when we fixed it. Was after we went into Grenada because we had some problems that the different forces couldn't talk to each other. And that is when we fixed that problem moving forward. And we became a more integrated combined arms.
So who's on tonight?
Grumpy
We've got Ray Kelly on now, and then Grumpy after him.
I don't know if
Very
Al is coming on or World Drunk Community is coming on at
Yeah.
7. They seem to be hit and miss lately. Duranify.
Yeah,
Duranify or World
Oh yeah,
Drunk
they'll go
Community.
months sometimes without doing a show.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not sure why, but whatever.
Yep.
Can't blame them. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do it organized.
It's better disorganized. The time. Not yet.
Well, let's face it. This is just an open stream with an open conversation. So
Yeah, it's a conversation stream. You know, every once in a while we talk about drones and other things, but
Well, technically, if you really look at it, Paul's channel's not even a drone channel.
Hmm.
That's just a
It's a-
tool for his channel.
It's also a boating channel.
I would
There's a
say
lot of
it's,
ships on there.
well, the only reason drones ever get brought up is because he happened to latch onto the drone community.
Yeah,
But if Paul would have went
because
towards
he's
the boating
flying around
community,
a ship.
but Paul just never kind of, I
Adopted.
don't know.
I never narrowed it in. I leave it a wide open. We'll talk about anything.
What I'm saying is when you started flying ships, though, you could have went two directions. You could have went more towards the ship community and been doing live streams with fellow ship people. Or you went, but you kind of drifted more towards the drone side of it. But your channel is mainly about ships. It really has nothing to do with drones besides what we talk about on there.
Yeah, but without the drone, he wouldn't be able to get some really good shots of the ships. So he's sort of like stuck halfway between them.
Yeah, but there's a lot of channels that use drones and they never talk about them in their videos.
Exactly.
I've seen hundreds of videos from people's channels that have nothing to do with like the drone community itself. They just bought a drone and they just use it as a tool.
Exactly.
here's one of the first videos I saw that extended range.
Justin, I didn't ask you what you think about my channel.
Boom. How's that for on target? How's that for on
Yes.
target? 40 miles away.
Nice.
It was that close. It was literally that close.
I'd classify you more as a gaming channel, to be honest, Laura. You're the same way. You just happen to get hooked into the drone.
A
community.
Lego channel.
Yeah, Lego at the moment.
So Dominic, that was what's called a VT fuse, variable timed fuse.
Yes.
It normally goes off 7 meters above ground. So that's why it was an airburst like it was.
Hmm.
Deadly as hell.
That's
Fucking
honest.
deadly as hell.
Honestly, Laura, if you would have never gotten to the drone community, you probably would have never even thought to buy a drone.
Probably not.
You kind of just were, started hanging out with everybody in the drone community. And you kind of just went into it with, I don't know if you like felt left out and you just wanted to get one.
What do you mean, Justin? I want another one.
Hey, JDS.
JGS, you're lost again.
What I really
Oh,
want to see,
JDS.
Dominic, because I know the screws are going to start turning. Is what are we gonna do to replace the Miklik mine clearing? Given what the the Russians, because they knew we could clear 100 meters at a time, they made those minefields 500 meters deep. So they outranged our Miklik device. Well, at least one Miklik to blow a hole through it. So I kind of wonder whether we will not come up with some interesting things to take care of things like that. And I've actually wondered.
Yeah, Lloyd might not be on tonight.
I've actually wondered why we don't use a drone like device with some sort of electronic warfare thing on it to fly over top and set them off, right? Using either magnets or electronic signals to cause them to ignite, and then come up with something like that to clear minefields with.
So Jonathan, yeah, David said, don't worry about it, dude. He'll never use those non-smart controllers anyway. For every one drone you have, he's got 86. I'm not even exaggerating.
So you're saying 86 is an understatement then?
Like, yeah, he's got like over 200 FPV drones. That's not including his DJI and Altel collection. I think he bought the Altel Nano. Was it the Nano that came in multicolors?
Yeah,
Yeah, he bought one.
they both
each.
did. They did the
Yeah.
Nano and the Plus.
Yeah, he
Even
bought
multiple colors.
he bought all the colors of them just so he could have all the colors.
Nano
I think
had
that's
four.
what-
Nano had four: orange, red, white, gray. Light plus had three, which was gray, white, and orange. Light didn't have the red.
Yeah, I think DJI needs to work a little bit harder because that grey is just boring.
Oh, no, I was gonna use.
You need-
that
you need to
color
put a-
cover with. Thanks.
You need to put an orange wrap on it.
What are you gonna do?
For something that we're supposed to have visual line of sight on, you'd think they'd use a color that was visually
I know,
easier to see.
especially
right?
when you
You're
if
not
you
gonna
put
wash
that
it,
orange
and then I'm gonna
sort of
have
like
to
day
wash
glow
because you
orange
like
on
them
it,
all day
you need to
anyway.
wear sunglasses. It's so bright.
Yeah, you can see it a long ways.
Yeah, I know.
That is for sure. The white makes no sense because it gets lost in the clouds. The gray
Exactly.
makes- the gray makes
And
no
that grey,
sense.
the
for
grey that
same
DJI
reason.
had seems to get lost in the clouds as well.
Yeah, the gray get lost in the clouds.
I had that problem. I'm going, where the fuck is it? Because the grey, we had some grey clouds, and I'm flying.
Notice
I'm
they
going,
don't make blue.
Holy
drones.
hell. Dominic just
What?
went off.
What?
The Dominic just went off. He was like, where the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Usually
As I said, I
usually
was
he's like,
flying,
well, usually you're like Lloyd, you're a bit of a pacifist when it comes to cussing on streams.
No, I got pretty excited that day, and I'm going, where the fuck is it? I
Yeah,
had to return to home to find
the
it.
orange is a great
I could
color.
see it on
from-
the camera.
The orange is great for spotting the drone for sure.
Yeah, valid point there, man. No, just
Yeah, and then DJI had to pick a color that looked like non-predatory birds too. Let's paint it like a pigeon.
yep, yep.
You know that's one of the theories behind why hawks and stuff have been so aggressive with DJI drones is because the color of them as well.
Yeah.
Because of they're painted as a most non-predatory birds are like that light grayish color.
Yes, Andrew. As far as I know, Lloyd is on. He sent me a link.
You know, like seagulls, pigeons, they all kind of got that white grayish kind of light color.
Yeah.
I remember one day I was out flying my Air 2, and there were some turkey vultures off in the distance. And the next thing I know, I was kind of looking at them and watching them, keep my eye on them. Next thing I know, they kind of circled It was just weird the way they turned and circled. It was just like, I think they know where my drone is. And so I did an immediate retreat to get the hell out of the area because you really don't want a turkey vulture going after your drone because those things are giant birds.
Now,
David
magpies
wants
and
to know
crows
if you have an
will do
Altel
it to
smart
you.
controller, Ron.
I do. V1. Love it.
Oh, that's exactly what Matt's drone did, David. It started identifying as an Altel. They put an orange skin on it.
To answer your question, Andrew, shit out. Needs to be, I reckon it needs to be like, sort of like that day glow vibrant green. I reckon that would stick out.
I'm surprised somebody or hasn't come up with some like really lightweight shells that you could pop off and on over the body, make your own
Yeah.
color.
But the trouble is,
Can they
you
make
have
those
that 400
skin? They make
cruise.
those skin. They make those wet skins, the wetsuits
Yeah,
skins. You can get those in anything you want.
Are they hard though, plastic, or are they like a?
No, they're a stick
go
on
over
kind
the
of thing.
top.
Yeah, they're just a stick on thing.
Trouble is taking the case off that thing and then replanting all the electronics in the other one would be an absolute nuisance.
No, I'm
Mhm.
saying if you used a light enough material, you could make one that pops
Yeah.
right over the existing body.
Oh, you've got a point. Yeah.
But it'd have to be really, really lightweight. I wouldn't make it more than a few grams. But there's light enough material out there. You can
Mm.
easily do that.
I think I took my arc lights and put them on. Well, at the time that I tried to test, I had my Mini 2. I put it on the ass end of the Mini 2, and I think I got out to about 7,000 or 8,000 feet in the daytime and could still see that arc light.
Mm.
Could
Pretty
do
good.
that, Mark, but you'd have to be really careful about covering all the little nooks and crannies. And
So
the sensors.
technically, I was legal because I could see my drone. I could see that little light out there. But
Yeah,
as I
those-
tell everybody, I don't know that visual line of sight is worth a crap because when you're more than like 200 feet out, you have no depth perception.
Yeah, try doing that with the
Exactly.
damn. You can't even see a mini once you get like 500 to 1,000 feet out. It starts disappearing into the sky.
You don't even need to
Exactly. I
go.
was
You don't
200.
even need to go that far to like have no sort of understanding of
I
where
was
that thing is.
660 feet away and I could just barely see it.
Yeah, the minis, they disappear in the fucking sky. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
But
can go
200,
a couple
200
miles with them.
meters.
But
200
Dominic,
meters,
the weird part about that is, they don't want you flying over people. How are you going to tell that you're flying over people? You're not going to tell that you're flying over people by standing there and looking up at your drone to be able to
Hmm.
tell whether you're flying over that person or not. Because 100 feet
That's why I
out,
fly over
you'll
water.
you'll have no depth perception. So the only way you can tell whether you're actually flying over people is use the camera on the drone.
I
Mm.
think that whole flying over people's shit is stupid anyway. If anything, just make a height limit for where you can fly over people 100 feet or higher or something.
Yeah,
Sure.
but
You know,
that,
it's stupid. Why can this is my question is why can a helicopter do 200 feet off the
I was
ground?
just about to say that.
racing at 140 miles an hour down the beach over hundreds of people?
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
give a
I
shit
was
if
just
there's a
about to
human
say
pilot
that.
in it or not. Why is
I was
that
just about
okay?
to say, I can't fly, I can't fly a 249 gram drone over people, but they can fly a helicopter over a stadium with 100,000 people in it.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking
That is
sense to
just
me.
absolute barking mad.
Because I don't care if there's a pilot in there or anything. It's nothing against the pilot's expertise or nothing.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
we've seen like that helicopter video a couple weeks back where the tail
Yeah.
just broke off. Dude, there is no control in that when a catastrophic failure like that happens.
Or that
How's
FedEx
that
plane the other night that landed with no landing gear
Yeah.
in Knoxville.
As I said, when you actually look at it, it is barking mad.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense at all.
Exactly.
It's just
I've
like-
been on that for a while.
It's like, why do they allow cars to go 140 miles an hour, but the highest speed limit's 85 in the US?
Yeah, exactly. There
But
are so
yet
many
that-
questions that need to be answered.
But yeah, you can buy a Hellcat with 800 horsepower that could easily do 140, 160 down the highway.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
can do more than that. My Corvette,
Well,
my 97 Corvette's rated at 169 mile an hour.
well, I'm just saying in general, just why let a cars go that
yeah,
fast?
I'm totally with you.
If the highest speed limit in the entire United States is 85 miles an hour,
Yeah,
yet they
But
allow you to
again-
make a
again-
vehicle like that.
I'm going to say again with the helicopters, we have joyrides and that sort of thing with helicopters. We've recently had a number of them crash or hit each other. So if you got the FPV goggles or something like that and flew around, you're still going to get the same visual, and it's a lot cheaper, and people don't get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it should just be a minimum. I think it should just be a minimum level, like don't go lower than 100 feet, so you're not annoying
Like
people.
everything in government, there are things that are just stupid.
Yeah, but there's a lot of but in there. In terms of if you're going to do that sort of thing, you need to have be licensed, have all the proper education, so that the more levels of education you go up to, the more you're allowed to do. That's what I see. Because if, let's say, you have the same amount of qualifications as a helicopter pilot, but you're not allowed to fly over people, then something's wrong. That's what I'm saying.
And Mark, like a lot of cars here, like say your standard Honda
Limited.
Accords, like your just basic everyday cars people buy, usually are governed at like 105, 110. But
Yeah.
it's not a law that it has to stay on there. You can remove the governor if you want.
Limited.
But yeah, a lot of cars here will come governed, but people will remove them.
Yeah.
Experienced mechanic will know how to shut it off. I mean, but it's not that it's required. You don't have to have it on there. At least I've never heard of a state that requires a governor on your vehicle. So I'm surprised California doesn't require that with the 86 fucking high-speed pursuits they have every day.
Exactly. But with all the electric vehicles, the charge will run out sooner or later, and there goes the end of the chase.
Well, I mean, even a car's going to run out of gas just as quick as an
Yeah,
electric car would going at
Yeah, I
those
know, I'm
speeds.
just-
You're doing 130, 140. That car's not going to last too long.
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, I just love having a dig at an electric vehicle.
You might get maybe 150 miles worth of driving at those speeds, maybe.
Hmm.
Like that gas gauge is going to be going, shh. Especially a motor like a Hellcat. That thing's going to be sucking in some gas.
Yep.
You'll go from that fuel economy of like 22 miles to a gallon down to like 9 real quick.
Here's an interesting comment. This article just came out talking about Israel's going to go do the ground war, but apparently Lebanon has told the U.S. that another front in the north wouldn't be opened up. I don't think Lebanon really wants to fuck around with
Laura.
Israel.
See, Laura, I'm pretty much going to head out myself. So,
Anyways, best thing we could do is send those carriers and planes and all that crap and park it over there and go, hands off, boys.
Yeah, because Lebanon's big enough to start dictating what's going to happen in the wars. Like out of here.
They're run by Hezbollah, which is Iran. So
Right, but I love when these tiny little countries try to like insert.
you know,
like, "You're not gonna do this."
here's
Like
the
Iran.
reality. Here's the reality for Iran. They could do it. They could open that northern front and do it. But what are you going to do after the Israelis and the U.S. wipe all your troops out there? Then what influence are you going to have over that country? So is it worth losing your influence over the country to start a fight that you know you're going to lose?
yeah.
And the Iranian people are already
They just
pissed
want
at
to
the
be a
government.
thorn. They just want to be a thorn in our side.
So David showed us a video last night of in the soccer stadium,
Yep.
and
I saw that.
David speaks Persian, and they were Iranian government brought in a Palestinian flag into the soccer game, and we're like
Yeah,
waving it
so
down on the
what?
field. Yeah, all the Iranians though were yelling, "Take the Palestinian flag and shove it up your ass."
I'm sure.
They didn't want. They don't.
You
want
know,
nothing to do
that's
with any
the
of that.
that's the other interesting part is historically.
Iranian civilians actually tend to love the U.S. They don't have that
Yeah,
same feeling
yeah.
as the
I
government.
know a couple.
The Palestinians aren't from there. That's the
No, no.
interesting. Historically, they are not from there. They've been kind of the nomads
Nomad. Yeah.
in the Middle East.
know a
They've
bit
never
about that
actually,
history,
they've
yeah.
never actually had a real country that was theirs ever
Exactly.
in 1,000+ years ever.
Hmm.
So this is their, no, it's not. It's never been their land ever. And
yeah.
and a lot of the Muslim countries and Arab countries don't even like them.
Hmm.
Is
But
the other
there-
part.
There's that famous video that went viral about 3-4 months back, and they took an American flag and they taped it onto the floor in an Iranian school, like right in the doorway. And every one of the students made a point to step over it or walk around it. None of them would step on it because they found it disrespectful.
Hmm.
Like a lot of the civilian population don't really have an issue with the US. Actually, it's the government that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's the case in most countries, right? It's not the population. It's not like and even this whole thing with Hamas, right? The
Yeah.
people who are not part of the Hamas leadership or in the
They don't give a
Hamas
sh- they don't
army,
care about that.
they didn't want this fight. They don't want to fight the Israelis either. They freaking live there. They know what's going to happen. They know the Israelis are going to come in and rip everything apart.
Well,
Do
the
you think-
Israelis
do you
actually
think if you were a little business guy who owned a little store selling candy or whatever, really wanted Hamas to go do that shit and have the Israeli come in and put you out of business? Fuck no.
the Israelis actually were actually supplying some of the electricity to Palestine too.
Yeah,
they
they've
cut it
been,
off
they've been
today.
trying to help them
They cut it off
to
today.
keep them from doing something stupid like this.
They cut off their power tap today.
Yeah,
They completely cut it off. And
power, oil, supplies, kind of everything. Yeah, they're gonna go in and tear that place apart, as they should.
like I said, for the most part, though, the people of Iran don't want anything to do with it. They don't really have a problem with the U.S. A lot of them have actually, if you look at modern Iran, like we were watching a video one night with David where the guy was walking around filming like the different, you can tell they've adopted a lot of American culture there.
Yep.
They had it
Um,
before the Shah, or before that ever came in. You know, the interesting part is
Ayatollah.
Afghanistan was actually a kind of westernized country
Yep.
for a while in the 70s,
Yep.
believe it or not. And then completely fell apart.
Hmm.
But I will say, and this is true kind of around the world, outside of the governments and the military, the average person in the average country just wants to live, go to work, eat, have a little bit of a life, and be left alone.
Yeah,
They really
David
couldn't
said,
care.
yeah.
They really couldn't care what their neighbor, the country next door, is doing, as long as they're leaving them alone and they can live their own life.
Like David
Totally.
said, yeah, they're pro-American for sure.
Hmm.
But
And you know,
I-
I tell people this. If you don't want the United States getting in your business, there's kind of two rules you have to follow. One, be nice to your neighbors, i.e., don't try to take their land, steal their land from another country. And two, be halfway decent to your own population. You could have
Yeah.
whatever government type, it could be socialist, it could be anything you want it to be. As long as you do those two things, we will leave you alone for the most part.
No,
It's when you
I'm gonna
start
head out,
doing
so-
not doing those things. That's when
I'll
we
see you
start
guys
butting
later.
in.
enjoy.
Later, Dominic.
Hey, Dominic, where are you headed?
I've got heaps to do.
Heaps?
Yeah, heaps to do.
What's a heap?
I've got lots to do.
Okay,
A heap is a table in a database without a clustered index. That's what a heap is.
Exactly. So I got those to do.
okay. Thanks for being here, Dominic.
No worries.
As a database guy, I can tell you anything about a database.
All right, I'm jumping off too. I got some stuff.
Yeah, it's probably that time, Paul.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna close it
see y'all
down then.
later.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again tomorrow. Justin, are you going on tonight? Oh, here comes Chuck. Hey, Chuck. We're gonna stay on for a few minutes while Chuck's here.
Well, thank you very much. Let me just mute the what?
They all split.
I see that. I scared them all away, Paul.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you know, you'll have that with me. Did they all leave?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow, it's a sad day.
We still got AZs here.
Dom has heaps of stuff to do though. He had to go.
Yep. Dom's got to do heaps and Justin, I think, is getting dirty,
Dirty,
hungry.
hungry. I just
And,
ate. Boy,
And Rod, I don't know. He talked himself out, I guess.
he knew I was coming. He got scared. It's all right. It's really all right, Paul. I don't know. Where did the other Paul go? He just took off early
He
too.
left too. He wasn't feeling that well. He wanted to go take a nap.
Oh, that sucks.
He's been burning it at both ends, you know.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I don't know if you can even hear me, but that's probably better. But wow. I guess it's just you and me.
Jonathan
You
Jackson
and
said-
me.
Jonathan must be leaving too because he says later.
Did he really? Wow. Wow.
David AZ says, tell him, Paul, most important people are still here.
Oh, that's way too gonna make my head swell up. But yeah, that's very nice to say.
Andrew says more beer for Chuck.
Where's Andrew? He's been on here before. Why isn't he?
I know.
popping
Why?
in?
Come on here, Andrew.
Yeah, dude. There's like plenty of electrons to go around.
Yeah, you don't have to come on for long. Anybody wants to join, just click on the panel up there. Come on and
Super easy.
visit for a few minutes.
It's super easy. I have to yank my dishwasher out of the cabinet in a little while, though. It has gone kerplunksky. What is that crap? Block that stuff. Oh, this is garbage. Hold on. Report. Goodbye. So maybe somebody got it, but don't time them out, man. Kill them. So it's some porn stuff popping up. Unless you're into adult dating.
No.
See that? Me either. More beer for me. I still think that's funny. Well, anyway, yeah, I got to replace my dishwasher. So tonight, the old dishwasher has to come out, and then they deliver the new dishwasher tomorrow and take the crappy one away. And then phase 3 is me installing said new dishwasher. Maybe I
Oh,
should-
you're going to do the self-install. Okay.
yeah, it's no big deal.
Well, it's just a
It's-
water line, a drain line, and power.
Drain, supply, power, and 6 screws.
There you go.
6 screws. The bottom 2 screws on the kick panel are a pain in the ass, though.
Andrew says, Chuck, go check out Bosch dishwashers.
We're replacing a General Electric with a General Electric profile. So choice has already been made. And they're all junk. Let's get this out there on the table right now.
Mark
This-
wants to know the date of your itinerary when you're coming to London.
Still not. Well, why?
Because he lives there. He probably wants to meet up with you.
I don't. Wow, we'll figure something out. Right now, Lori and I are still packing the calendar with stuff to do. But
Okay. Well, just remember Mark White.
I'll remember Mark. We get there last week of the month, just in time for half term, which is really stupid of us, but we did it last year and got lucky, but this year probably not so much.
I haven't got a clue what air gap is. AZ says, Chuck, do you have air gap?
Oh, that's for drain.
Oh,
You technically don't need an air gap when you use your own, like your sink basin, because it serves as the air gap. But I know what you speak of, because for proper drainage is what you need. But that's not what killed this thing. What killed this thing was the control panel is mounted on top of the door. So when you close it, you don't see it, which is kind of stupid, but that's the way they do them. But there's a seam around, there's a seam that's not, well, there's a way for crap to get in there. Leave it at that. There's a way for crap to get in there. It gets in there, and then all the soft touch buttons get gummed up and stuff.
yucked up, gummed up.
Yeah, and that ultimately destroys the control panel, and then the dishwasher is rendered useless. So I had ordered another control panel, which was very hard to find, and it was supposed to be here like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks, and the thing was hanging on. It was like working. We couldn't change modes, but the start stop button worked. So that's all we needed. Run the dishwasher. Waiting for the part to show up, and then the bozos go and deliver it to somewhere in Arkansas at some PO box. I'm like, hey, you shipped it to the wrong spot. I really need that thing. Crickets. Nobody answers me. So I write back again. Hey, I'm still looking for this thing. I paid for it. Where is it? It's somebody else's doorstep or PO box, not mine. Where is it? Well, anyway, so the last thing now is like I bought another dishwasher because it flat out died, and I told him, I said, look, I need my money back. So refund me. And I've already reached out to the credit card company, and the dispute is just waiting for these guys to fail their mission of refunding me. Either way, I'm getting my money back one way or another. But you know how it goes, Paul.
Yep.
You used to be able to click the box right on your online credit card account. You could dispute. Boop, it was that easy.
Yep.
Now they make it challenging. You have to call up and talk to a human, state your whole case, and blah blah blah.
Well, the other thing too is usually PayPal, you get refunds right away.
I should have used PayPal, because you're right. PayPal is great. It works great for the people that bought stuff from me that said, yeah, we don't want it anymore. So, take it back. But wait, that was 3 months ago. Yeah, we don't want it anymore. Take it back. It wasn't as listed. They're super awesome, PayPal, because they take care of even deadbeat buyers. So who else is in the chat? I don't see who else is in there. So Mark, yeah, last week of October. So we'll be in on a Sunday, and then we leave right before.
Justin's in the chat. Does that mean you're coming back for a little bit, Justin, or no?
Why don't I see him in the chat? Is he? Is my chat not updating?
Droner Gaming RP, that's him, right?
Yeah, it's updating now. Just remember the disposable. What? No, I have 2 separate sink basins, man. I'm good, believe me. We're all good. It works fine when the control panel works. This is the 3rd dishwasher in this house. No, let's see, the first one, second, third. This will be the 4th one that goes in tomorrow. We're on a dishwasher number 4. Pretty exciting, right? I can tell you, I can see the excitement, Paul. I can see your excitement. It's like, ooh.
Well, there's some things in life you get excited for. A new dishwasher, not so much.
I get excited that I won't have to hand wash the dishes for any more than a couple of days, because I actually hate that very much.
Well, when you live by yourself and you don't cook much, you mostly use the microwave. I've got a dishwasher sitting here. It's been sitting there for 7 years. I've never turned it on.
I guess yours will last a lot longer than mine.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true, Mark. But that's kind of cool, because that we fall back, and then we actually I think it helps us a little bit when we go back home. So it'll be like an hour. We'll get home an hour earlier. It's kind of cool, because we're going back in time when we go home, because we go forward in time going over to England from New York. Then we come back in time Gotta go back in time. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway. So yeah. Where'd Justin go? He was like air gap computer for the blah 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 blah.
Yep.
The other meaning of air gap.
Justin says, "LOL, I listen, David." Ha ha.
Yeah. Actually, Mark, it's like that's more important than us being there. But this happens every time we go someplace. Like when we went to Scotland. You remember, Paul? Remember David from like Canadian Drone Hub?
Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to meet up with David sometime when we were in Scotland because he lived up north, and we were supposed to go. And wouldn't you know it, his wife caught COVID. So
yeah, that was back during the big COVID thing.
That was 2021. That was September of 21. And so she came down with it, and that took him out of contention. So that never happened. And then and I don't know, last year in London, well, we were just running around so much. Like God, we're always running around because there's always stuff to do and fighting with cameras, trying to do stuff. And it's like, when do we have, I don't know, like we were supposed to be maybe on the drone show or whatever, but I can't promise that because that's like at 8:00 at night on a Wednesday. And I'm like, I don't know, we're going to be at 8:00 at night on a Wednesday. I mean, I can't promise anybody I'll be anywhere at 8:00 on a Wednesday evening in London, except where Lori and I need to be at that moment in time, depending on where we are earlier. And I don't know. So like, it's hard. We're a moving target because we be vlogging.
Yeah.
Be vlogging. So I reached out to Geeksvana. I thought Sean was willing to connect up, but I guess nope. So I mean, like, I don't know. What's all the echoey stuff?
Oh, it's just the news.
Oh, it's not that bad. Not that bad. Jonathan. No, everybody left though. You want to come on?
Yeah, come on, Jonathan.
Tell us all about the Air 3 experience thus far, because I know you're a big proponent of that thing. You've been probably flying the props off that bad boy. I think DJI should make the RC Pro work with the Air 3 and work with Mini 4 Pro and work with anything else right now, because
I don't like that, the different programs don't seem to mesh together,
Well, they put us all on Fly. They put every drone on the Fly app, which is still not, it's not as good as Go 4. I mean, they've come a long way with it, but it's still a crap program. So they shoved us all on Fly, which kind of blows. Then they're playing games with this RC Pro is a very expensive and very nice controller, and they're just gonna like shit can it. So that's nice, Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. But they're the only game in town. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You gonna fly Autel? Guess you can.
Well, my little Autel Nano is, for what it is okay. But you know what I find? It's supposed to have all the camera for the night stuff. And maybe it's my settings aren't right, because I think
I'm not good with night settings, but yeah, you might have to tweak them.
So I can see it fine on the screen. When I get it home, it's really dark. So I end up having to re-edit it. And then I have to do it twice. I lighten it up all I can first time, then I put it back in again, and then I can lighten it again the second time.
Did you get a lot of noise doing that, Paul?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not ever. Because, when I lighten it, it's got a slider I can.
Yeah, Joe, come on in, man. You can talk all about. We'll bitch about DJI. Yeah, but the night stuff, I've seen really great night footage out of like Mavic 3s, and I'll be darned if I can figure it out. I can't.
It's like I take the Air 2 down, and if it's like twilight right now, it's fine and dandy. But as soon as it gets dark,
it's dark.
it's get dark and grainy, and when you move it, it starts to,
Yeah, I again, I haven't done any real night flying because anytime I experimented with it, it was just really disappointing.
yeah.
And I have seen great stuff like Matt, Matt from
Right
Northeast.
now, it's just kind of dusky. So I could go down and fly that, but there's no ships right now. But that's fine. But you give it another half hour or so, and it'll be dark, dark, dark. This
Excuse me.
camera will pick it up because this is a $5,000 camera,
Well, you know what's really wild? Like I use the Pocket 2 and we use Action 3, and they're respectable cameras, but nothing does low light like this. Like
Yeah.
the phone. The phone doesn't. I don't know how they do it. Is it just all processing power? Because like it'll actually pull off some pretty respectable stuff, and it's not. So
Jonathan
Anyhow.
said he's on the shit list. I don't
I don't
know.
know why he's on somebody's crap list, but like Joe isn't. Don't get him started. Joe was kicking this around a minute ago. Like, you should come on, because don't get him started on RC Pro. That was an expensive controller when it came out, and I intentionally bought it because they didn't package. Originally, Mavic 3 didn't come with the RC Pro unless you got the Cine. It came with a regular RC1N, which was really just sucky of DJI to do. And then later on, they just started packaging with the RC. Remember, the DJI RC started coming along with it. So they've done some pretty crappy things in the last couple of years, but the Mavic 3 is my favorite drone now. Well, actually, the Classic's the one I use more than the 3, but the 3 Classic's the one I use. But it's because the zoom lens is not really necessary. It's extra weight. But anyway, it's like I'm just going to abandon it. I get it, I guess, but yeah, I'm just whining. I'm going to stop now. Stop whining.
That's all right.
So did you fly today?
No,
No.
I don't think so. Let me double check. My memory isn't that good. The last time I flew was last evening.
Because we had some pretty respectable weather today here.
Yeah, the weather isn't bad, but there's
Cold,
no
but
ships.
oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not much to film when there are no ships to film.
No, and so it is what it is. There's a couple of ships coming down, but they're not going to be here till 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. And so that's back in the dark again,
Yeah, yeah. Pretty cool black sports car down there behind you on your screen, behind you.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
But as you notice, there isn't a whole lot of people down there.
I like the way the seagulls are all flocking around the shiny black car, crapping all over it. See that?
Yep. Well, you know what? It cracks me up. Seagulls got them little like needle toenails,
Yes.
and people will put food on their car, and they'll land on the car and scratch the hell out of their car, and they don't understand how come they got scratch marks on their car. It's like,
Because they fed the flying rats,
yeah,
which
I
are
don't-
protected.
I
They are
don't- I
protected.
don't get it.
I don't know. Well, takes all kinds, man.
I don't get it. But
Come air it all out Saturday on my show. Nah, I go to Drone Therapy to air my dirty laundry with DJI. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it, Matt. I didn't see Matt's last short, Justin. Unless I did. I don't know. I'm not sure. Johnson says I won't. Only certain types of I think you meant to say galls are protected. Yeah. Well, they're all just flying rats. So I mean, whichever ones are protected, I'm not sure if the Burger King variety are. Yeah, I knew what you meant, dude. Spell checker screwed him. You'll have that. So I had to buy a special screwdriver for my Mini 3 Pro because the crappy one that DJI gives you is, well, crappy. So I bought a nice, was it a a quadruple zero Phillips that they use. Was it 4 zeros? Do you know, Paul? It's like a P0000
Yeah,
or
I've
something.
heard of it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I grabbed one. I found the right size, grabbed one. It's very nice. It's in my bag now with my drone. So I read the horror story of a guy who had brought his props. He brought spare props to on vacation with him and his Mini 3 Pro. And guess what? Damaged the props, and there's no screwdriver in the bag when you buy new props. So he had no way to install his backup propellers. That's kind of a problem. And I myself did not bring the screwdriver when I went to Iceland. So that could have really sucked if I needed to change the propellers out and there's no way to. I mean, I could go to like a store or something and get them, but that's, it's going to take time. Whoever's timing out these guys, thank you, because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, AZ Drone Dude, you're badass, man. Thank you.
AZ's the man.
He's got this stuff covered. I see Captain Joe's in the house.
Hey, Captain
You're-
Joe, join us, buddy.
Are you muted or unmuted or what? What are you doing, dude? Can't hear you. He's working on his audio. It's like the problem that happens. You say something? Where'd he go? He'll be back. He's sorting it out, I'll bet. Because like I have that happen all the time in the Jeep or whatever. It does that stuff. Joe must have to fix his audio. What is AZ Drone Dude saying you have to add to your Nightbot? Oh, you mean to block that particular site? Paul, are you working on it?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Ah, you're working on it. That's what I did, Mark. I reported it that way as well. Take him out.
Take them out.
That's right. So my little video with Dustin isn't doing all that great. No surprise. Imagine that. The algorithm. It's being the algorithm. Guess my stuff's boring. Oh, I can still hear it. That's crazy. I can hear the background. Here he is. Connecting to audio. The moment of truth.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, Joe?
Hey, I'm wondering if I'm working now.
You
Yeah,
are
we hear
working
you.
now.
You
Now
hear
you're
us?
working, dude.
Can you hear
Yeah,
us,
this
Joe?
thing- I got it now.
All right.
Okay.
Look at that. Rock and roll. Annie has Mr. and Mrs. Potato
Can
Head
you hear
behind
me?
him. Yeah.
Yep. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay.
And we're good.
All good.
All good in the hood.
Yeah, everybody bailed out just as check was coming in. So I said, well, let's just keep going, you know?
See, Joe, I scared them all away or something.
Oh, you're all right.
Have I? Wow. I'm just a bad person now.
I don't think so.
So don't get me started. This RC
RC
Pro,
Yeah. You hate it? Do you hate
No.
it?
I hate the fact that I can't use it on a Air 3
Oh,
or
yeah.
a Mini 4. That's what I hate.
I keep hoping that there's really no reason why it won't physically work because we've seen DJI pull this shit off before where they
Yep.
took remember where they took the smart controller worked with OcuSync.
Right.
Yeah, they can do it. They just have to want to do it. So I hope they do because so you have the Mini 4 Pro and then you have what, Mavic 3 or what'd
I've
you
got
get
I have the Mini 3, I have the Mavic 3, the Mini 3 Pro, Mavic 3, and Air 2S.
Okay, so the Air 2S and the Mavic 3 use your RC Pro just fine.
Same thing with the Mini 3 Pro.
Yeah, so I mean it's so the fact that Air 2S, which is OcuSync 2, works with OcuSync 3 with the Mavic, tells us that it's very likely, I can't say a sure thing, but it's very likely that it could be that OcuSync 4 could be backward compatible to OcuSync 3 RC Pro. And dude, if they did that, they would probably sell a Mini 4 Pro to a guy like me, because the reason I won't do it is because I have Mini 3 Pro and I have Mavic 3 and I have Mavic 3 Classic, and they all work with my RC Pro, and I'm not going to give up that setup for one stinking little sub 250 drone. That's not that much different than the one I already have.
Right.
I agree.
I mean, it is better. Mini 4 Pro is better. I mean, the optical avoidance is better. The range is better. The camera is actually marginally better because they added D-Log M to it. But
when you go to the connection guide, you can use the Mavic 3,
yeah,
the Mavic 3 Pro, the Mavic 3 Classic, the Mini 3 Pro, and the Air 2S.
Yep.
And what gets me is if you look at what just happened with the Integra goggles, they went ahead and made it compatible with the Air 3, and that is compatible with the Mini 3 and the Mavic 3. So why doesn't it go to the RC Pro?
because they don't want to do it yet.
That's the answer.
That's really it. I mean, other guys have talked about similarity in the signal. It's basically, I don't know. I guess I wished I understood the nuts and bolts is how you get better range with OcuSync to OcuSync 2 to 3 to 4. Because I mean, they seem pretty similar to me. So what is giving them the ability to up the transmission range? More antenna? I mean, that's how they did it. 2 to 3, they added 2 more antenna into the drones.
Right.
So what they do this time? Nobody's talking about it.
I think who was it who was talking? Hot Rod, maybe? He was saying that.
Oh, Rod might have been talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, the transmission isn't that much different.
Right. Well, he's saying that, but I guess I don't understand what the difference is between OcuSync 3 technically versus OcuSync 4. Like, could they be interchangeable between the drone and RC? Because I think when are they going to come up with an RC Pro 2 and smack us for another?
No, that's not happening with me.
I can't swallow that either. I'm pissed off. I mean, last time I got 4 years out of the smart controller.
I think it was Lon in one of the early chats right after the Air 3 came up, said that they were looking at the RC Pro, but it was not responding the way it should have. Something like that.
Oh, well, Mark brought up something interesting in the chat, by the way, while we've been talking, that 04 has extra frequency bands, but that's okay. I mean, so what? So OcuSync 4 is extra frequency bands. So like you just use the ones that are available for OcuSync 3 and you get kind of like, you get downgraded. So your signal's the same as like Mini 3 Pro and Mavic 3. If you're flying a,
yeah, and I don't get that from an engineering stance, but I'm not an engineer. You know, it's like if it'll do frequency 2, 3, and 4. Why is it stop at 4 and above and not 3 and 2? And I don't get all that.
Well, neither do I. But I mean, like, yeah, of course we're going to see new RC Pro, and it's going to be another super expensive controller. And then I don't know. I am to the point where the stuff that I'm flying works and works really well. So I'm like not really eager to get like a Mini 4 Pro, because why?
The only one I'm not happy with is my Air 2S, because it is giving me a gimbal overload warning every once in a while.
Why?
And I don't know what to do with it. I haven't sent it back, but I've been blowing that sucker out. I've been using dental floss all up in there, everything. And it works. It'll work for 5 minutes into the flight, then it'll give me a warning. Then it'll work again.
That's why I still have this artifact that I like to swing around. Because the minute I got sand in this thing, it had to come off because I just knew I could never trust it again.
But
so that's really sad, because that's how you are with your Air 2S is like that. It's like you can't trust it. You send up on a mission, next thing you know, your gimbal locks up and then you get nothing. It sucks.
Everything get a lot of low jello. That's what you get.
My Air 2S is.
It sounds perfectly clean now, by the way. If I just done this the whole time, I could just have my Wow, it's perfectly quiet now. Yep. Oh well. Go
But I
for it.
actually purchased it secondhand from someone in the community. And it worked perfect for a while, and it started doing that to me. And I was trying to look at the different flights when it started, and I couldn't figure out what could have happened. And then
It could be anything, dude.
he also gave me 3 batteries with it. And I kept 2 of my Air 2 batteries, and the 3 he gave me are swelling up now. So
Yeah, nothing lasts forever, but maybe like kind of similar. I mean, I know what happened to this arm. I mean, I know it sank itself in the sand, and that was the end of it. But maybe somehow something got into that gimbal in one of the motors, and it's causing the.
Did,
well,
Joe,
that's
did,
what
like,
DJI said.
I would.
did you
I don't know if you ever.
did you get a hold of DJI and ask the technician what they thought?
They don't know ever.
They said the same thing. It was probably like a grain of sand somewhere in there. They said just blow it out. And I tell you, it doesn't do it as much as it did before. And I was blowing it out the first time, and something flew out and hit me. So I know there's got to be dirt or something in there. So it's probably just a little speck. But
It's all it takes. Like this thing I got most of the sand out of, and then I could turn it and it would turn freely, and then I'd like tap it, and then it'd be like crunch, crunch, crunch. In fact, it just did it now. It's doing it right now. It's like hear it?
yeah.
There's still shit in there. So I mean, I think like you can never get it all out of this goddamn thing. Ever.
2 things about sand. Yeah, sand's beautiful at a beach, but if you're a photographer, do not bring your camera around sand,
No,
and
it's
don't bring your
evil.
drone.
It is the devil's work. So yeah, I mean, I think the same thing that's going on with this motor is going on with your gimbal motor, where there's, like you said, and they said it too, maybe 1 grain or whatever of sand, and then it's every now and again it's fine. Next thing you know, it gets in the wrong spot and it binds up again. It's
Well,
rattling
now,
around in
Have
there.
you sat there at the table and tapped it out quite a few times and spin it, tap it, spin it, tap it?
Dude, yes, this thing, and that's why in Iceland, when it first happened, I did the same thing. I was working on it on the counter at the VRBO, and I'm working on it, and I could never get to a point where I felt confident that I could send this thing up in the air like I had been flying it the day before and trust it. Because if this binds up in the air, you know what's
You're in
happening.
trouble.
It won't be in trouble. A drone will be in trouble, though. It's going to come down. It's going to be, and 99% of the, well, not 99%, 90% of the time, probably, I'm flying over water. Because, I mean, that's where the shots are. Always.
Well, the good news about the Air 2S is it's insured through State Farm.
Yeah.
And I use that one now to, if I'm flying someplace where there's a lot of birds, or I'm suspect where I really don't want to put the Mavic 3 up there,
Uh-huh.
I'll put the Air 2S up there. So I went over to Pearl River a couple months ago, and I stopped counting at 70 birds in the video that
Wow.
went at the drone. And if they would have taken it down, it wouldn't have hurt my feelings, because I just get a check. If
But-
my Mavic 3 goes down, that will hurt my feelings, even though I get a check.
But will you ever get another check out of State Farm if you make a claim?
I've been told no problem. I've been told
'Cause-
as long as you don't do it every month, I don't think they'll ever fit.
Well, that sucks, because I could have put a claim in on my Mavic 3 then that, fell into the
Yep.
sand and got screwed up, and they would have taken care of it for me.
I was told the same thing. I've got Allstate, and they said, yeah, you're covered.
I didn't want to make a claim, I guess. I figured it was my fault, and I was just going to like swallow it, take care of it.
I've been with State Farm for 32 years,
Dude.
and I have used them so many times. And when I put the information in on the drones, I had to show them the receipt of what I paid for it from the individual. They said, "We'll insure it for that."
Would you?
And they told me, even if I lose it in the lake, just tell them.
You know what? I should have made a claim, because as of August of this year, I have been with State Farm 35 years.
Yeah.
35 years, and everything, the whole fleet, the Corvette, like every vehicle I've had since 1988. Now I have 3 on there. The house, the rider for the house, the drones. Yeah, I guess I should have, but okay, next time. But I felt like it was my fault, so I just took care of it. Well, gonna have to take
I
care
had
of
to
it.
use them 2 years ago. We had a rainstorm, 24 inches in 6 hours.
God.
And I lost my Lincoln, my Xterra, and my son's Dart right next to each other. We had water over the dash.
Oh, yeah, it's game over.
They came and picked them up 2 days later. And within 7 days, I had checks in my accounts for everything.
I had a similar experience when I got flipped over in my Colorado, that I could not get the other insured's company, Geico. Geico was dragging their collective asses, and I had an opportunity to replace my Colorado with a new one. I'd found one, and these guys were like jerking off. And I called up State Farm and said, look, I was trying to work through these guys because I know that's probably the best way to do it. But I said, I pay you guys. Can I just use you? I mean, you're going to have to, you can beat up Geico for the money and everything. I'll just pay my deductible up front, whatever, because I'm going to get it back. It's not my fault. And they're like, yep. And I had a check in like no time with State Farm. It was a fair settlement. I won't say it's perfect, but it was okay. And given the circumstances, I got more than a truck was worth. I got screwed. I got screwed on the accessories. That's where I got hosed. And I actually talked to the manager about it. I said, I'm kind of disappointed because I have this power tonneau cover on my truck and it got destroyed. And I said, I got to buy another one. And you guys are giving me $300 for a $2,000 tonneau cover. It's like, no offense, but I mean, you can't find a used one to fit. So like, you kind of screwed me there, but they gave me way more than a truck was worth because of COVID and everything. The truck was overvalued. Like, remember how crazy vehicle prices were?
Right.
Yeah. So,
well, I had a rent a car, and within 7 days, they went ahead and gave me it was a high blue book on both of mine. I actually made money on my Lincoln.
That's how it worked out for the Colorado too. So, I mean, I really can't
paid like $4,500 for it and got like $7,000 back.
Yeah. I paid like 38. I paid like 38 something for the Colorado when it was brand new. And I got pretty much a check for the same amount. It's like, and that's, that was 16 and this is 21 when this happened. I mean, it wasn't a new vehicle. It had 70,000 miles on it. So I mean, that's more than fair. So I can't really bitch about even the tonneau cover. But
and ironically,
yeah, then they settle fast.
Yeah, you're talking about Geico. The ex-wife and my other son had their two vehicles flooded the same day through Geico, and it took them, I think it was almost 4 weeks to get settled.
Yeah, they're awful. Never work with the lizard. But then again, Joe, I mean, you and I have been with State Farm so long that you do build a relationship with the office that you work through. The guy.
I'll tell you, I had about 15 years ago, I had an accident where I was coming around a corner and there was a Cadillac getting ready to take me out, coming broadside on me. I had to make a decision whether to get hit or go into traffic, and there was another guy coming. So I looked at it and I said, well, I'm gonna hit somebody, get out of this way. I'm not gonna get killed. I went out and clipped the back of his car. That's all I did. Just clipped the back of his car, knocked his taillight off in his hubcap. She passed us up, went right into her driveway and went home. So I walked over, got her license plate, tried to knock on the door. She wouldn't come to the door. So I called State Farm and we had witnesses to it.
You file an incident report and stuff.
Well, that's what we did. And State Farm called me back and he said, well, we're not counting anything against you. Everything went on her. So that was a good thing. That's how they treat you.
I had a similar situation where I actually, it was my fault. It was like, oh my God, it's back in the 90s. It was like the car I had first insured with them. And I thought this one was she had a stop sign and she started to go and then she stopped. And I just barely know. I just, nudge her, no damage or anything to either vehicle. But when I got home, this is before I had a cell phone even, I called up State Farm and said, hey, I had an incident. I had something happen today. I mean, it would have been my fault, but we didn't do anything. But so you still report it. Do you have all the information? Yeah, I have all the information. So I filed a report just in case, just cause. And nothing ever became of it. But yeah, I mean, did the right thing anyway, because she could have come back at you later and be like hit and run or something.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, State Farm's been really good to me too. I just didn't want to file a claim on something that I knew was like my doing, which is a stupid drone. But I might change my mind when I see the bill to repair it, though. They haven't told me what it's going to cost yet.
Well, I won't feel that bad if the Air 2S goes down,
Yeah.
I keep flying it in dangerous areas just in case.
That's your stunt drone now.
Well, I can't do flips.
No, but I mean, I kiddingly call my extra Mini 3 Pro my stunt drone now because I have two of them like those. So that was the one.
I'll send it out a little bit. I'll send it out a little bit further than I want to sometimes.
You're a little,
In
yeah,
places I wouldn't put the Mavic 3.
right. Cause like, I don't know about you, but I was flying Mavic 3 Classic a week ago in the Adirondacks. And we hiked up the top of a mountain. I launched it from the mountain, and anytime I launch that drone and I know that if it goes down, even if it's a bunch of trees, I'm not going to see it again. It makes me nervous. So yeah, it's such a good drone, man.
Yeah, I flew it today.
You have the Pro? Is
went
that
out
that big
to-
ass? You have that big ass honking camera on the front?
No, that's the regular. That's the original.
It's good enough, man.
But I went out to Mandeville High School today and sat there right when they were ending, where they were getting out of school. As soon as I heard the bell, I put it up and I did a reveal going to the high school, got over the stadium and did a hyperlapse for, it was like 10-minute hyperlapse.
Yeah.
And shot like 300 pictures of everybody leaving, all the school buses and everything. And
Pretty
did a
cool.
little bit of orbit, then a reveal backwards coming back to where I was. And it's all set to go. It's like a 155 video. And I put some crazy music to kind of match. It looks pretty good.
Nice.
Called it School's Out, Mandeville High School.
School's out. Yeah. I
But
like
the
the Mavic.
ironic part about it, everybody on the girls soccer team saw me sitting there and they had to come over and talk to me because I'm the photographer that covers that school for Advocate newspaper in St. Tammany Farmer. They said, Mr. Joe, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, I'm making y'all famous. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I hate to do this, but I'm supposed to have a new dishwasher dropped off at my house tomorrow at noon. I've got to work in the morning, so I guess I got to yank the old one out and hope that the water valve actually turns off before I make the water connection.
Hope
Disconnect
that
the
you
water
can
connection.
take it apart, the connection loose without breaking something. When I had to do it once, that connection was not moving. And then when I started to move it, the whole pipe started moving.
On the well, I'm going to take the flex end off. It's more modern. It's the flex hose with the rubber, like what
But
you
you
use
should
on like
have
a
no
sink.
problem.
It should be okay.
Yeah, mine wasn't. It was like 16 years ago.
Our
And that
first
joker
one,
was like welded.
our first one was like that. It was like it had the old fashioned ferrule on the copper with a regular compression fitting, the old style, which is like really a pain in the ass. The newer stainless steel braided wrap stuff just is easy to work with. So it should come apart okay.
I was sitting there, I got underneath there and I looked at it and I worked on it and the pipe started to turn. And I said, well, I don't know where the pipe's at, so I don't want to turn it.
Oh,
I
it does
cursed
suck.
a little bit,
Yeah.
walked outside, came back with a hacksaw, had everything turned off, cut the pipe. My wife said, what the hell are you doing? I said, I'm gonna do it my way. I went and got a fitting, welded the fitting on and did everything myself. And then I didn't have a problem anymore.
Yeah. Yep. So to me, that's the worst part. I get the water line off. Get the water line off. The electrics, it's already unplugged. It's got to take the pigtail off the existing one, and then the drain's it's a piece of cake too. It's gonna say a piece of piss. I'm trying to resist saying it, but too late.
Yeah, just be careful with it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've changed one. This is number 2. The first one I paid to have it installed, and I watched the guy. I'm like, why am I paying for this? And then
I'll tell you a little funny story. We repainted every room in the house and the boys had their room and everything. So we were putting ceiling fans to match everybody's room. So I'm on the ladder doing the ceiling fans and I'm very careful, very careful. And I'm up there, the lights are turned off. I don't have the circuit turned off, but the lights are turned off. So I'm good. I'm not going to touch anything. So I get everything and I'm noticing they got another wire going through. And I didn't know what this was, but it's called a pigtail. And what it is everything's run into it. And that wire, no matter what you do until you turn the whole house off, is alive.
neutral. That's your neutral.
Oh, I know it now. But
Yeah.
it does leave a live wire in there.
Oh, it'll get your attention too.
Oh, and it got my attention. I'm standing on the thing. I reached up and my hand touched it. And when my hand touched it, all the lights went out. I felt the heat in my teeth and I kind of like down the ladder that I was standing on.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the end of it. My wife comes in, she goes, what happened? And I said, my teeth are hot. Like that. And she said, your hair's kind of sticking up and everything.
So
So it
Joe,
kinda-
You probably picked up 220 because
Yeah, Joe, were you on a metal
Neutral.
ladder?
I was on a metal ladder.
Okay.
It caught my
Yeah,
attention.
yeah, you're
But I
lucky to be
went- I
alive
went
actually,
doop,
because
doop,
it's
doop.
like
Yeah,
because it probably
it
was.
hit me hard.
I think I'm not an expert with electric. I'm a mechanical guy, but I'm pretty sure the neutral can carry 220 in that circumstance. You could take
Well,
220.
My brother-in-law is an electrician, and we told him what happened. He
What'd
came
he
over
say?
and looked at it. He said, "You're alive. Good luck." He said, "You were blessed." He said, "Because if you would have been able, if your hand would have been on that, you probably would have died." I just happened to touch it. I
Because you did
touched
the
it with the back of
circuit.
my hand.
Yeah, you didn't get the circuit through like cross here.
Right.
Yeah, but that was probably, was it 220? Did he say?
He said it
Guessing.
was.
Yeah, because the neutral
said it
can
was.
carry it all back through, which is the problem with the neutral. Yeah.
And he said, if you see
Yeah.
that wire in there, don't touch it.
Right.
I'm
Not the
not
white
even doing
wire.
it again.
That's the white wire.
Yeah.
It's your neutral. If the contractor you actually followed the colors.
If the
Sometimes they don't.
contractor followed it correctly.
Yeah, I know a lot of
Right.
times they don't.
Well, he
Like, we
went
have-
up. Well, Philip went up and looked at the wiring, and he started going through all the different the connections all through every room. And he
Yeah,
said
Mark.
the same thing. He said, "Yeah, that's it. Everything was pigtail."
Yeah, Mark's saying all the same stuff in the chat. He's been typing up a storm. So yeah. But anyway, the
definitely gets your
dishwasher's
attention.
already Joe, the dishwasher's already unplugged though. I mean the because I got to get the pigtail off the old dishwasher, the existing one, and it's going to get
Use
transferred
it
to
on
the
the
new
new
one.
one.
Yeah, in fact, I bought a water line and I forgot that I don't really have to because it's braided. All I can do is take it off the existing dishwasher's connection and then just screw it on the new one. I can bring that back to Home Depot. I'm not going to need it.
Bring it back.
And the drain line's just that flexible plastic stuff. That ought to be fine too. So it should just be a matter of Chuck muscling the thing into position. And the worst part's putting that stupid kick plate on the bottom. It's such a pain in the ass. Because we have a ceramic tile floor that was put down on top of the vinyl years and years and years ago. So I have that step, you push the dishwasher, it's got to step down in there under the countertop and everything. So that makes it a pain in the ass. But that makes that kick plate thing not want to fit right. That is the pain in the ass. In fact, I fought with that last night. I had a hell of a time pulling it out of there. I was like trying to get the stupid cover plate off. Because I wanted to get some of the work done last night. I figured I'd do the rest like tonight. And then that way I'll be ready to go. Because it'd be so nice to have, all they're going to do is bring the new one in to the house, which is great. Make sure it's not all banged up and shit. And then they'll take
They're going to take the old one.
Yeah, and it was only $50. So like it would cost me $30 to take it to the landfill myself.
Sure.
I had to put it in the back of my truck and all that kind of crap. And it's a lot easier.
Well, they're liable to take it and use parts of it.
They could do whatever they want with it, man. I don't care. It's actually, I feel bad that I couldn't have kept it alive a little longer with $100 control panel that's in Arkansas somewhere. That's a bummer. But hey, this is the way it goes. Live and neutral are both live on your lighting circuit, Mark said. Yeah.
Yeah, found that out.
Oh,
Stop.
okay, Max. Actually, I'm not gonna disagree with you because yeah, that's how shit goes wrong because the brand new one. Yeah. I know that it's because the inside the braided stuff is old PVC probably that's been around 13 years. I just get rid of it. I don't care. What filter you running on that thing?
Indy 16.
Doing a 16? That makes sense.
Got to keep a 16 on it 90% of the time.
Right.
In fact, I actually did probably 100% of the time. I actually did a night flight last year around Christmas time of a big Christmas display, and I went and it was 2 different areas, a lot of white lights, and I forgot to take it off and use night mode on it. And I looked at it, and a couple other people said the same thing. It didn't hurt. I think Matt Northeast said the same thing. He said the 16 actually toned down the white to give it a better look.
Interesting. I've heard people say the same thing. Oh, the Mini 3 Pro though, Mark in the chat's talking about using the ND32. And that's because I think that's an f1.7. That thing is insane. So like you have to use the higher ND to keep it kind of at bay because it's like just so it's such a hot sensor. I've noticed the same thing where I have to go a little more crazy with an ND filter on that. I love the Mini 3 Pro though. I think it's a great little drone.
I had to turn it on to see how my gimbal was going to act because I stood it up just now and crashed it into the desk.
Oh, Jesus.
That wasn't a good thing.
That's your Mavic 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pushed it. I heard it go. I looked at it. Everything's fine.
Oh, the Mavic 3 that I sent down to Drone Nerds, it had one little mini crash, and you know what it did? It actually, when I was trying to take it apart to replace the arm, I noticed there was a crack right where the front arm meets the fuselage there. You know, that piece that comes across, it's about
Little piece of plastic,
an eighth inch wide piece of plastic, like a sliver
just
of plastic.
above the arm.
Yeah, it broke. It split. So I'm pretty sure that I will have a new mid fuselage on my Mavic 3 when I get it back as well, because
So you're talking big money.
well, the plastic isn't that much money. It's the thing that's going to hurt my wallet is the fact that the camera works, but the camera doesn't move. The gimbal doesn't move. I mean, it works, but it doesn't give you a gimbal error and it's not moving. So that's pointing towards the main board. So the main board is next to the camera. Yeah, the spendiest part of the drone. So we'll just see how it all works out at the end. The plastic parts, they are cheap. I mean, you know, they're just cheap.
Yeah, it's just a plastic body part.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's transferring all the stuff to it. And then if I do need
Oh yeah, the labor.
Labor.
Yep. So whatever it is, you know, I'll evaluate it at the time. I just sent them the drone and the RC1N. And if I don't justify fixing it, I'll pay to have it shipped back here. And then I will sell it as parts because the camera alone is, you know, worth something. Pretty
Well,
expensive.
I'm actually
camera.
looking right now, like on different places, see if I can find like a refurb, the Mavic, either another Mavic like this, Mavic 3 like this,
A
or the
classic.
Pro. See, I don't want the classic. I just want the OG, and they have them out there.
Why
original.
do you have your heart set on the OG? Out of curiosity.
No particular.
No, I went through the same battle in my mind because I wanted a backup for the Mavic 3. Now I'm glad I got one. I bought the classic brand new because I felt like I thought about how often I use that 7x zoom, and it was like, yeah, never. So
You got a point. I don't.
I used like
you know?
twice, dude. I used it like twice. Once the only thing I ever got out of it that was really kind of cool was like when I was in Alaska and the house we were staying in had the mountain range with the glaciers and stuff way off in the distance. And I used that lens and, you know, just do like a nice, like a sweep shot.
Hey, drone shots.
Epicness, but it's like, it's not very crisp because that lens kind of sucks, but
How you doing, Jody?
still a cool shot. That's all I ever got out of the thing.
Yeah, I've
Hey,
used
Jody.
it every once in a while, but not a lot, you know, so it's a classic would be a better price to find.
Well, the classic is the other thing that sucks about getting the classic is you can't use your filters from your Mavic
Right.
3 because they're different. But I mean, really, if you're using the classic as your backup or whatever, it's because you lost the Mavic 3 and you lost the filter on the Mavic 3. Does it really matter? But I mean,
Got a point.
those are the things I was running through my head. Like, well, does this make sense or not? Should I get another Mavic 3? And I almost bought like a refurbished Mavic 3. Like you were thinking, have the exact same thing. I have two.
Well, that's how I bought the Mavic 3. I bought it eBay. It was DJI refurbished,
Yeah.
and I got two batteries and the Mavic 3 for $16.98.
Yeah.
And when I got it in, it had no flights on it. One of the batteries had one flight on it, and I mean every sticker that DJI puts on there plus on it. I mean, and it has never given me an issue. That same deal is still on eBay now, but I paid $16.98. Now it's $21.59 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
you
think
can
I
pick
had
up-
a deal.
You can pick up a classic with a battery for like what, $1,300 something dollars.
Right.
I mean, a brand new classic.
It-
I mean, that's why I did it, dude. I just did it because like I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the classic. I really, if the classic had been out first, I wouldn't have never bought a Mavic 3 because I didn't care about the tele lens from the beginning. And having used
Well-
it, I really don't care about it. I mean, it's nice for scoping stuff out. It's cool. That's when it's really kind of cool. You can like scope
Right.
out stuff and like, hey, do I want to go over there?
Well, I'll
That's-
tell you my thoughts. I would like to get another one, but I am waiting to see if they do that change where that RC Pro will be able to work with the Air 3. Then I'll go with the Air 3 because I flew Johnny's and Johnny's felt every bit of a Mavic 3 to me. The
Well,
way
pretty
it-
much
the way
is
it acted,
now.
everything.
It pretty much is. The only thing different is the sensor arrangement.
Right. If they would make it compatible, I'm buying one right now. I'll
Well,
buy
that-
it right now. I'd even
Yeah.
buy it with the RC2.
I personally think it got too big though. I mean, I think they kind of it's weird how the Air is a big drone now. The Air 3 is a big drone. You know, it's like I don't know. Whatever. I'm not sure what DJI is up to, but I guess.
Wait till what they're gonna come out with next week, you know?
Oh, well, June will probably bring Mavic 4, in case you were wondering. That's in the rumor mill.
Yep.
And then, but I mean, really, I have no idea if Mavic 4 is even necessary for anybody with a Mavic 3 because Mavic 4, I'm sure they're going to do some amazing stuff with it, but do you really need it to get good footage? Probably not.
Probably not.
It's almost more like bragging rights. Like you're flying the drone, like you know, people are going to ask you, what are you flying? And like, you almost feel bad if you're not flying like the latest, coolest thing sometimes. Like, right. You know, it's like ego, all
Yeah.
ego.
If you have the Mini 3, why go Mini 4?
Right. Same reason, ego. Because really, at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? You have footage you put on YouTube or whatever, you've shared footage, and are they going to look any different? Probably not. So like,
Now, I'll tell you one thing that I shot a couple of pictures with the Air 3. We were
Yeah.
doing a little meetup. So I shot some pictures with it and I saw the pictures and I shot the same pictures with the Air 2S. And Johnny didn't realize what I was doing. And when Johnny showed me the pictures, I compared them. And I'm telling you that Air 2S takes a better picture. It's very
Interesting.
slight,
I would
but
expect.
it's a better picture.
Well, I'm sure there's advantage to the bigger sensor, and sometimes, like, is the Air 3 a better video camera drone now?
I think it does better video.
Because in the past, the Air series has always been superior for photos over the Mavic series for whatever reason. At least that's general consensus. But it's like, and I'm more of a video shooter than a still shooter. Although I'll do both. But I just don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. If you can get, I know, it must just be money, because really the two airframes, the Air 3 airframe and the Mavic 3 airframe, are almost the same. They're like really close in size, in like features with the wraparound sensors and everything. They're super close, but you're paying a lot less money for the Air 3 versus a Mavic, an OG Mavic 3. But it's $1,000 less.
Yep.
So, well, I don't care. That at the end of the day, that 4/3 sensor, man, that thing is the shit. That's the sensor I want.
This is my 47th year as a professional photographer, and I can look at a picture and I'll tell you, I can see the differences. I've been doing it so long,
Yeah.
and you got to have the right glass, you got to have the right settings, or no matter what you do, it's like ridiculous. It's not gonna be professional looking unless you know what you're doing. I
I'm
shoot
still
high school
learning.
football, and high school football at night, they call it Friday night lights. Bull crap. Those lights suck. I've actually, when the lights go down at a certain time at Mandeville, now it looks better this year because they got a new field in it. It kind of reflects a little. It's a turf field. But as soon as I get to the point where my camera is not picking that up real fast, I just switch to 3.2 at a thousandth of a second. Never change that thousandth of a second, because you got to have that to get the grain out. And then I just lock it in at 10,000 ISO. And I could work with that because then in post, I could fix it. But if I try to go to 12.8 or if I try to go to a lower shutter speed in the same settings in f-stop, I'm going to have grain. I'm going to have all kind of crap in there.
Yeah.
But that's years of doing it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm constantly messing around and experimenting, which sucks because when I'm experimenting, I'm in the field. I'm like with Lori, we're doing something. So if I screw it up, there's no second chances. It's like,
Oh yeah.
Okay, I missed that moment. So anyway, yeah, but it's been a learning experience. I'd love like a guy like you could teach me a lot of shit because like I've been talking to this guy Keith over at the K Spot that I met back in 2020 on YouTube, and he's been helping me a lot, getting me like up to speed because he's been doing photography for a really long time and he's very good at it. He's like he'll look at my stuff. It's like, Chuck, you got to do this. You know, he's like giving me advice on how to like get the settings kind of dialed in for what I'm doing and stuff, and it's helped a lot. But I'm still
take
freaking
notes because when you find something that's working, write it down.
Yeah.
Take a note so you remember it. Use it again. And I just changed my computer system out here. I went from a Mac to a PC, gaming PC, and I wasn't thinking I should have copied down all my presets. And when I killed them, I went in the Lightroom. I had no more presets. I had to, because every stadium. Oh, tell me about it. Every stadium here, I would get everything right and say Hammond Stadium or nighttime or Slidell Stadium nighttime. And I'd had all the presets. So I'd go back there, I'd just touch it. So now I'm starting all over.
Hindsight's 2020, but could you have exported the settings and then imported them into Lightroom again? I think you probably could.
You probably can. I don't know how. I probably could have found a way to do it.
There's probably a way on YouTube or Google it or something. But if you do still have the old computer, do you still have it?
I have the old computer. I'm gonna have to go look.
Because what I would look into if you can export the settings.
Might be a way because you might be able to put it on.
That might be a common file or something. Because anyway,
it could be.
Dude, I mean, because what you're telling me is, you know, all those settings. That's a lot.
I
of
had
history
about
there.
45 of them. 45 of them.
It's worth a few minutes. Like at least do a little detective work and see if it's salvageable.
It was great when you get to a stadium at night, like in about another week when they go to daylight savings. It's going to be nighttime when we start shooting pictures. So you get into that stadium and you say I'm shooting at St. Paul. All I did was throw it in there, highlight the first picture, hit St. Paul into my preset, sync them all, and then I've got all the colors right. All I've got to go now is just make sure everything's cropped right.
Yeah, you gotta see if you can rescue the settings file and dump it into Lightroom again.
But this new PC, it's a gaming PC, Lenovo, and it has cut my time down to about 1/3 of the time I was doing before. I get finished so fast I don't know what to do with myself.
Export my Lightroom. Type and pop at the same time. It's not working.
I had to go in and do all my presets again on all of my watermarks and everything else. Those weren't as hard, but it still had to do it.
Thinking. ChatGPT is thinking. Wow, we got thinking pretty hard.
She'll go back and say, no.
And yeah, I lost my question. Try again. Still thinking. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay, let's try Bard. Maybe Bard will work better. Damn this
how
AI.
many Pepsis?
Technology is great when it works.
How many Pepsis has Paul drank today?
You're right.
Diet Pepsis.
That's
Diet
even worse.
Pepsi.
That's even nastier.
Hey, Paul, when I went to the doctor the other day, they did a complete blood workup on me.
Yeah, what they say.
And the blood work is the best looking blood work I've had in about 10 years. In fact, since I've been taking Ozempic, it's only been like 9 doses of Ozempic. My
Uh-huh.
blood sugar went from 140 to 96.
Nice.
Wow.
So why am
Nice.
I having chest pains? So, you know,
Was it a gastronomic thing or something, or?
well, that's what they think. They think it could be like a reflux because one of the side effects to Ozempic could be reflux. And it's like
Here it
last
is.
night
Here it is.
you found it.
Uh-huh. Yes, you can export your Lightroom settings from Apple to use with PC. To do this, you will need to export your presets, develop settings, and plugins. Here, I'm gonna put this in this. Can I put this in the chat? This is too wordy. I can't put this in the chat. What about if I put it in like
Email
email
it to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
USA
wait.
Drone Flyer at Gmail.
Well, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, because I've got it sitting in the closet over here on the floor. All I gotta do is reboot it.
All you
Everything's
gotta do. Then looks
still
like
there.
looks like it'll all be here. Lightroom settings. Export. Oh, where did I put you in the wrong spot? Hold on. Oh, I'm such a moron. What an idiot I am. I didn't put .com at the end of it. Duh. All right, hang on, dude. Here we go. All right. The electrons are in your direction.
Good. He'll be here in a minute.
But yeah, I took everything.
AZ put in something for you too there, Joe.
Yeah, it looks like it totally works. It says so in Lightroom, you go to like on your Mac, go to develop presets, show them. You'll see it when it shows up. It's all step by step. So you have to get your presets, you have to export your develop settings, you have to export your plugins, and those are all the things you've been rebuilding some of them, but all your empire is there. And then to import them on the PC, it's just like you basically go to develop presets, show preset manager, and click the import button. You bring them in. Same thing with it'll be piece of cake, man. And then like you'll have all your shit back.
Okay, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, AZ.
You can do a YouTube video on it while you're doing it.
Hey,
See, action because that's good stuff.
I did a little short today after all the girls were there. They were doing tryouts for soccer. So all the girls are standing around and the soccer coach is sitting on the ground. And he says, okay, I'm gonna call you up by numbers. And he's sitting there and this guy can crack a joke all day. And he says, come up one by one. First number is number 1. Look around and see what number you have on you. If you have a 2, you're next. If you have a 3, it's after 2. And he comes up there and he gets to 13 and he says, now there's no 14. Look at your numbers, not 41. You don't be dyslexic, you know. And I was doing a little video of the whole thing. And he had me laughing. I was trying not to.
I think it's
I do their team pictures, so I went and kind of made an appearance.
Sure.
The files catalog. Yeah. So Easy Drone gave you simple instructions too. So you have multiple ways to get her done. So like let's fire up that old bird one more time, man.
Yeah, my daughter's trying to get me to give it to her. It's a 2011 Apple 27-inch, all one piece.
Well, get your shit off of it first, and then let her have at it. But yeah, one last mission for this thing.
Yep.
And then you'll have your 30 some odd settings back, and you'll be less disappointed. All right, I feel like my work is done here. I feel better now. I helped out somebody.
And now you got to get to work. So
I have to go. Yeah,
you have to go work.
As long as the water valve is closed and it's an old crappy, it's not a ball valve. It's an old crappy globe valve. Hopefully it's really closed. But probably a little crispy in there because we have such hard water here in New York State. It's we'll see. I'll have towels and a bucket handy just in case. Start to crack it open. If it starts leaking, I'll just try to, cinch it back up and hope for the best. Or yell, Lori, quick, turn the water off.
Yo, thanks for popping in, my friend.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
And-
Thanks for sticking
and Chuck,
around, too.
Chuck came in just as we were closing down.
That's
I
hilarious.
saw that because I was getting ready to hit the X.
Hey,
Yeah, like bail out.
Maria. Yeah, we're just leaving. Thank you, my dear.
Oh, hey, Maria.
We'll see ya. See you guys
And we'll
all
be back in
tomorrow.
the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye for now.